When the first Morgan County deputy to arrive saw a door forced open, they called for backup, which included a canine team. Deputies say the man who broke in refused to come back out. That's when Canine Bullet was sent in.
As the canine started to go towards the person, he reached back behind him, grabbed a large blunt object, and struck the canine over the head, rendering it unconscious, and then struck it at least 2 or 3 more times.
Morgan County Sheriff Richard Myers says shots were then fired at the man. He was taken to a hospital in Indy. Bullet is awake and moving around again. 2 people are killed in a crash in Montgomery County, and a driver is now in custody. NDOT says the crash happened Monday afternoon on U.S. Highway 231. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office added that 3 vehicles were involved in the crash. A 26-year-old woman and a 38-year-old man died. Another man had to be pulled out of his vehicle and was flown to a hospital in Indianapolis with serious injuries. The driver of a truck, identified as 39-year-old Richard Neal, has since been charged with 2 counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated, causing death, and 2 counts of criminal recklessness. $2.78 is the average price of gas per gallon in the state of Indiana today. Prices continue to fall since last week. AAA says the national average is at $2.94. The Indiana Pacers with a nice win at home last night, defeating the Sacramento Kings 116-105. Guard Andrew Nembhard led the way with 28 points. Benedict Mathurin added 25, and Pascal Siakam had 23. Indiana will go for 3 straight when they head to Philly on Friday. The Indianapolis Colts are weighing their options for who will be under center moving forward. Daniel Jones is out for the season with a torn Achilles, as confirmed by head coach Shane Steichen.
Daniel did it'll be season ending for him. He'll have surgery within the week. Obviously, just really feel for him, just an unfortunate situation.
And with Riley Leonard questionable with a knee injury, ESPN is reporting that the Colts are bringing in Phillip Rivers for a workout today. He's 44 and has not played football since the 2020 season when he was suiting up for Indianapolis. And the finalists for the Heisman Trophy are out. Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love are among the group of 4 finalists for college football's most prestigious award. Quarterbacks Julian Sand from Ohio State and Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt are the other 2 in the running. We've got some action on the roads this morning. Matt Baer.
Yeah, Jared, definitely. Eastbound 70, Hancock County. About a mile after State Road 9 road, semi-trailer cleanup continues and blocking the right lane, jamming us up for a couple of miles to Fortville Pike at a delayed time of about 16 minutes. Also on the east side, northbound 465 before Penn Pike. That's a crash blocking the right lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to I-70. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield brings whole health to Brookside 54 with a food pantry, nutrition tips, and a new fitness space for teachers through Impact Fitness Foundation. Learn more at anthem.com/indy/community. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
Jeff Saturday on Teamwork.
Hey, I know a little something about the value of teamwork. So when I found my name on IndianaUnclaimed.gov, you can bet I checked some teammates' names as well. And I found them, lots of them, including a Hall of Famer and another with his own TV show. Look out for your own team and go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov and see if your name's on the list. Trust me, Indiana Unclaimed wants you to reunite you with your hard-earned money. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov today.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Partly to mostly cloudy, breezy, and seasonable this afternoon. Today's high 41. Cloudy skies tonight, scattered rain showers moving in after midnight, a low of 36. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, that was an eventful day yesterday.
You were busy, weren't you?
yesterday was why I don't do anything nice for anybody.
Say more words.
Well, because this is always what happens. I try to help people out, and then I end up just ruining my whole day. And I've already made the commitment. And you know me, if I commit to do it, there's no more loyal person than me. If I commit to doing something for you, I will do it. And so yesterday, I went over to the Indiana State House and hung out with all the freaks and lunatics and spoke against the redistricting bill. Now, you, Casey, were the real hero in all of this because, look, I wouldn't have put... So I was asked by the people who are against redistricting. They said, look, we need a little bit of star power. We need somebody to kind of bring some attention to this. They didn't say it like this, but they're like, we need some people who know how to articulate the message in a fashion that might resonate with the people and, making the call and the shots, right?
Sure.
And this is, of course, in front of the Senate Election Committee. They heard the redistricting bill yesterday. We'll get to the outcome, which, by the way, how good am I?
Yeah. That was amazing. You and I were texting last night about that, and you said, I think it's going to come down 6-3. Lo and behold, that's what it was.
But not only did I say I think it was going to be 6-3, I said with very specifically
who? Yeah.
And what they were going to say, the three who voted in favor, and I was exactly right, and we'll get to that in a second. But they said, look, will you go over there? Will you, because you got to speak in 2 minutes, you got to look professionally, all that. They're like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then, like everything else in my life, it'll be quick. You'll be in fast. You'll be out fast. It'll be fine. The thing started an hour later than I was told.
Yeah.
I was there for 2 hours. So by the time I was all in, it was 3 hours to speak for 2 minutes.
Yeah. I was like, where are you? When are you talking? I'm watching this thing to hear what you had to say. And it just kept dragging on and on. I mean, they were quick, though, with the 2 minutes. Fast on the buzzer. They were not letting anyone go over.
127 people signed up to speak. No, I did not. I was probably number 50-ish, so I did not stay for the whole thing. By the way, it's like the way it works is the person speaking, and then they announce the people that are after, so you can get in line to go in and speak. And I was told this, and then I felt it in the room, right? My name goes up on the board, and they say your name, and Gaskell, the guy who's running the meeting, who once came on our show and he was the guy who came on our show. He's from Muncie, right? He came on the show and told us how against property taxes he was and how crummy the system was and how he was going to fight to make the system better. And then he voted for that abomination of a bill on property. You remember him. So he's heading this committee up, and is like a ghost had just walked right in front of him when he saw the name and said it. And of course, everybody else perks up and people were tweeting about it. And I go in there and it is like the boogeyman had entered the room, right? And so, look, it was overwhelmingly no, the people who spoke.
99 people testified, 80 opposed, 19 were in favor.
It's pretty good that only 28 didn't stay around as long as that thing went on, because I mean it was like 5 or 6 hours of people speaking, so that's pretty good. So what, it was 80 to 19? Okay, so again, overwhelmingly no's, just like every other event. People have been overwhelmingly against us. Now, the yes side got the memo. So here's what's fascinating. The yes side, because basically nobody showed up to speak in favor the last time, so they convinced all the, what I call the usual suspects. It's the people who go to everything. It's the same faces. It's never anybody new. It's the same 6 or 7-ish people that are left that still believe anything that comes out of the mouth of Braun or Micah. They got those people to go speak, and they got them there early enough on the sign-in, because they usually go on how you sign in, that they came up basically right out of the gate. And so the early reports were like, oh my gosh, there's so many more yes people here than the last time. And then by the time it was all done, it was the usual, overwhelming no. The other thing that was interesting is all of those people, it appeared, then went to a meeting with Braun and Micah afterwards.
Yes, they did. They had some water and coffee.
Can you imagine? Some of these people were driving.
At the residence.
Well, they're driving down. That's all they got at the residence? Not even a Snickers?
The governor's mansion.
Not even a Snickers bar? Okay, so a couple things that are fascinating about this to me. Number one, the fact that the sitting governor of the state of Indiana knows his lieutenant governor is under grand jury investigation for multiple things. It's irrefutable that's going on, and he is still on the regular palling around with this guy. Whatever comes out of that, if it's anything, Braun can't do the, me so stupid, me don't know routine, because there are multiple high-profile events where he has been seen arm in arm with Micah, the lieutenant governor whose office is under grand jury investigation right now. And Braun knows that, and he's still palling around with him. That is fascinating to me. But the other part of this is, can you imagine if you're somebody from Fort Wayne? Like, I know some of those people who are very mad at me, and we'll get to that in a second too, because one of them said something to me yesterday. But like you
were popular.
You have to drive all the way down from Fort Wayne. You have to be there for at least a couple hours, even if you're speaking early, get in line, all the blah, 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 all the other stuff. And your big reward for that is coffee and water with the governor who is despised by our state and his stooge assistant whose office is under grand jury investigation. That's your big reward for ruining your whole day.
Yeah, well, for some of those people, that is a reward because they want to be elbow to elbow with power.
One of these people told me afterwards, they came up to me and said, I'm very disappointed in you.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I said, get in line. It's long. You're going to be waiting a while. And we'll talk about maybe some of that later. But anyway, so overwhelmingly people against this. As you mentioned, I spoke. Ethan Hatcher, who's going to join us here in just a little bit, get his take on the day yesterday. He spoke.
They said they wanted to wrap it up by 6 o'clock. At 7:41, they were finally taking the vote.
Yeah.
Went a little bit long.
So ultimately, so I tweeted this out. I said this to Casey hours before they had the vote. I said, here's what's going to happen, Casey. And, oh, gosh darn it, it's 9:13 on, what is today, the 9th of December? And it's my least favorite part of every show. We got to do it in the opening segment, which is where I have to tell everybody how right I was. And did I not tell you? I said, Casey, here's how this is going to go down. The vote is going to be 6-3 in favor. 3 of them are going to say, I'm voting solely to move this forward for my fellow colleagues to be able to vote on this.
Yeah.
I am not committed to voting yes. And Casey,
that's exactly what happened.
That was exactly what
Yeah,
happened.
the only Republican to vote against the bill was Greg Walker. And you had a couple of them, Rogers and Donato, say that they may change their vote on the Senate floor. Good said the bill needs more vetting.
Now, Greg Good is the guy. This is what's disgusting about all this. Greg Good is the guy from Terre Haute who had a town hall, and not a single person showed up in support. 70 people showed up to speak against, and he still is undecided. Dude, had it been 80-0, would that have swayed you? This is what pisses me off about all of this. You guys could have killed this yesterday. Rogers and Donato are the two who voted not to come back, I think. The other two who voted to move it forward, but to hear from their constituents. I think that's how it went down. You voted not to come back just a couple weeks ago. Kill it and be done with it, but they don't want the smoke. That's why they did this. They don't want to be the ones to have killed it. They didn't want the smoke.
So Senator Greg Walker, he voted against it, and he got very emotional at the end when they're taking the vote. This is my favorite thing. They all want to comment on the way they're voting.
Oh, sure, yes.
Like, here's how I'm going to vote, but let me tell you why first. And here's what he had to say.
Thank you. Permission to explain my vote? Very briefly. One of those who testified today asked me to, I'll read it again. I think this is a direct quote, to shed my sense of fairness. Is that the kind of advice you would give your children or your grandchildren or your nieces and nephews?
Oh, jeez, is he crying?
I will not shed my sense of fairness. I vote no today. Thank you.
He's crying.
He was very emotional. He said the bill leaves no room for wiggle and could be challenged in court.
But he was crying over a redistricting bill. No tears for when people get screwed on property taxes. No tears when these utility bills rise every single year and are pricing people out to be able to heat and cool their homes. No tears for the hundreds of millions in corruption with the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, money taken from poor and middle-class people, given to the uber-connected and squandered. No tears on that. But when these guys get affected by something, get out of here. Everybody was gross in all of this, Casey.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
An officer beaten and gunshots fired.
93 WIBC.
Trump brings his affordability message, saying he's fixing a problem caused by Democrats.
What happens next?
That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video.
Happens here.
They were trying to turn the boat to where it could float.
The White House announcing a $12 billion aid package for farmers hurt by a trade war over tariffs.
Stay in the know.
Grabbed a large blunt object and struck over the head.
While you're on the go.
The man who broke in refused to come out. That's when shots were fired.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
It started off as a drip, so Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is proud to support the Salvation Army's Radiothon through My Virtual Red Kettle. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Now through December 13th, they'll match your contribution up to $1,000. That's double the impact to make someone's life a little better. Visit WIBC.com and look for Casey's Virtual Red Kettle. While you're at it, check out Galaxy Concrete Coatings and find out why they're your best choice for your flooring needs. This Christmas time, make a difference and upgrade your space with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're creating stronger floors and stronger communities.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you'd done it sooner.
Now you can take the TRT test free at Synergen X and the Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers. Fine craftsmanship at its best.
So you're telling me there's a theft problem in America?
Well, more shoppers admit to stealing from the self-checkout.
That's crazy.
27% of shoppers admit they've intentionally stolen an item at self-checkout.
Oh, wow.
That is a 12% increase from the same exact survey that was done 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
What do you think they're stealing?
Well, how much is
swiping.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, how much is really available in the self-checkout? I mean, you got what, candy bars, right, or gum?
Well, it's items that are in their shopping cart.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They're not
just
saying they're not saying they pilfered something out of the self-checkout.
Mhm.
They're saying
They're not scanning.
You didn't scan something. Now, I am hyper paranoid about this, like because
Is it because of the big camera right in front of you with your face on it?
It's just like anybody could actually, when you're doing all this stuff yourself and you're moving and da-da-da-da, I'm sure it totally accidentally happens all the time where somebody's trying to, put things in, or I think I scanned something or didn't register. Like, there's no malicious intent whatsoever. But I'm always hyper paranoid. Like, I check every item because that's the last thing I need. Like, I didn't scan something properly. Rob Kendall
goes down.
Detained for stealing something from the Walmart. So I'm always just very, very paranoid. But these people are saying they purposely didn't scan something.
Right, and then walk out the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with it in their cart, or they'll just put it in a bag without scanning it. And the surprising part about this is it's not big ticket items. It's not like electronics. It is essential items like food, water, and basic household or health products.
There was an article, this was a while ago, I'm trying to remember where it was, but that stores were pondering getting rid of the self-checkouts again because of the theft issue, and what they were losing in terms of product and merchandise was offsetting or even more than what they would have had to pay someone to run these registers. And now there's some stores, and I don't know if it's gotten any traction or not, but some of these major stores are pondering going back to you stand in line and scan everything out.
Yeah, some of the stores are responding by restricting or reducing the self-checkout or the number of items. For example, Target now has a 10-item limit. Dollar General and Five Below, they put in fewer self-checkout lanes. Walmart has removed some of the machines. Sam's Club now is pushing their Scan and Go app instead of doing it at the register. And the stores are increasing their video monitoring, their staffing in some cases, and also AI systems now to detect suspicious behavior.
This is a big deal because it's costing you money. Every ounce of theft, the store doesn't eat it.
They're going to pass it on to you.
They pass it on to you. So the more prevalent this becomes, the more shrinkage. Thank you. The more prevalent this becomes, the more you're going to pay for stuff every time you go to the grocery store.
So you have to wonder, why are people stealing? Is it just
they're a-holes
to get their kicks? No, 47% say that essentials are too expensive.
Whoa, time. Okay, before you read the rest of this list, let's just stop there. I guarantee you, 95% of those people have an iPhone or equivalent, right? So don't give me some sad story about how you can't afford food when a lot of these people, I guarantee, have streaming services, all the stuff.
Have their nails done.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't buy that for a second. I mean, I get that they may give that as an excuse, but I don't buy that that's the reality on the ground for a second.
So 46% say that price increases are due to tariffs. 39% feel that prices are unfair and too high. So there's a portion of people who just want to stick it to the corporation.
But it's not the corporation causing the inflation. This is look, I'm not on the side of corporations because, I think they're trying to make as much money as they possibly can at the expense of you. And I think they're trying to get as much out of their employees as they can at the expense of the employee. But the price rising has been directly caused by actions of our government, whether it's the magical money printing factory, whether it's shutting down supply chains, whether it's now these tariffs. Like, the corporations, Walmart didn't just wake up one day, and if it were some big act, Target or Meijer or whoever would immediately undercut them and take all their business. Everybody's prices are rising because of all the stuff the government has done, both Democrats and Republicans. And yet, for some reason, people just refuse to vote better, but they always complain about their circumstance, where they're at, and blame everybody but the people that they've put in charge to make these policies.
So 69% believe that self-checkout makes it easier to steal, and it does break down across gender. Men are twice as likely to steal as women.
Really?
Yeah. And of the people who
Does it
have
say who did this study? Who put this together? It always fascinates me who the actual study is.
Lending Tree.
Okay. All right. Very good.
And of the people who have stolen in the past, 61% say they'd do it again.
Have you ever gotten out of the store with something that you didn't pay for accidentally? Because I guarantee it's
Not
happened
that
to
I'm
most
aware
people.
of, because I'm pretty good at checking that. Not only checking to make sure that everything is scanned, but when I do the self-checkout and put everything in the bags, I always spin the wheel again to make sure that I have picked up the bags.
Yeah.
You know, with the items that I've put in, because very much like you, that would be the stupidest thing to go down for.
And I wonder, maybe somebody who is in this industry, because we have,
or somebody who's done it.
Well, yeah, or somebody who's
Hey,
done
let
it.
us know if you've shoplifted.
You don't need not give your name. If you do this, there has to be. There's no way that if you paid for $150 in groceries and you had some $2.50 jug of milk that you just didn't scan, there's no way they call the cops on you for that. So my question is, if you've been a victim's not the right word, but if you've had this happen to you, what is the process?
Like let you go back in and let me just pay for it.
It has to be relative to what you're actually doing, right? I mean, there's no way you would be an insane person to spend all this money on groceries and then risk it on, one little thing. There has to be some formula that they use to decide whether they're going to go, hey man, I think you forgot to pay for that, versus going 911. We've got a serial thief on our hands.
Well, according to this study, the people that have stolen, 46% have been caught. And there are some sociopaths doing it because 31% say they don't feel remorse.
You'll love this. When I worked at the state auditor's office, so this was years ago, one of the guys I worked with had a part-time job at, I think it was Target, but I don't know that for sure. I can't remember if it was Target or it was Kmart. But he had a job. His weekend job was he worked in loss prevention. And he would come in on Monday. He'd work there Saturday and Sunday. And he was the eye in the sky guy, right? And this guy was perfect for this. He was totally cerebral about everything, very sharp. And he would tell me these stories of
what was stolen
and how they would catch people red-handed. And then his favorite part was he was not the guy that approached them then. I think they had an officer on duty who then when they would, okay, that person, whatever. And the excuses then, because they take you back to some sort of, not holding cell or whatever, but some way that they, try to get you to fess up.
Detain you.
And the excuses that these people would give when they've got them right on camera, he said they were just, the worst, but it was hilarious, the stuff they would try to come up with to explain stealing the stuff.
So Ethan Hatcher from Saturday Night on the Circle was over at the State House yesterday. He gave some testimony in the redistricting hearing.
Yes, we stood next to each other the entire time, and I thought it'd be fun because he gave a very fabulous speech, far superior to the one that I gave, and I thought it'd be fun to have Ethan come in, give his perspective on the freak show that we saw yesterday. We'll just call it what it is.
He'll join us next on 93 WIBC.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Looking at the cost of things, I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:31 now. Lawmakers are hammering down on health care legislation as Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire this month.
The crisis looms in January if Congress fails to address spiking health care premiums. Senate Democrats want an automatic 3-year renewal of Obamacare credits. A test vote comes Thursday, but some conservatives oppose re-upping any of the aid. Republicans have decried the Democrats' plan as a messaging bill which will not pass. But Democrats say Republicans lack agreement on their own plan.
Fox's Chad Pergam reporting. Meanwhile, Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee Chair Bill Cassidy has led a proposal that would direct money to health savings accounts rather than insurance companies. President Trump is kicking off his affordability tour in Pennsylvania today, touting the state of the nation's economy to try and swing state voters. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on Fox and Friends.
In 22 states, the average price of gas is less than $2.75 a gallon. Gas prices are at their lowest point in 5 years. This is all thanks to President Trump's economic agenda.
Democrats say it's the president's own policies that are to blame for the state of the economy. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro believes the president's tariffs are leading to an increase in prices. And Luigi Mangione, the man accused of gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last year, is back in a New York City court as his team aims to exempt some evidence. Your opening bell report on 93 WIBC brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. Stocks a little change. The Dow's down 30 points, 47,739. The S&P 500 down 6 points, 6,648. And the NASDAQ in the red, 53 points, 25,627. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who never lies. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through December 21st, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
If you or someone you know needs help putting food on the table, that help is closer than you think. WIBC Cares. We've partnered with local food banks and organizations to provide resources for those who need them. Just go to WIBC.com and look for the banner that says Find Free Food Near You. You'll find a link to Community Compass, an up-to-date interactive map that shows locations, days, and times for you to collect food at no cost, as well as other resources to help you through this challenging time. Find community help now at WIBC.com.
Furnace on the fritz? Call Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. Get an honest assessment on your current furnace or a great deal on a new one. Howald Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, where coming home never felt so good.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Z-E-L-M-I-N-S, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
So the truth is, women live longer than men, often by many years. This has big financial consequences for women. They run a greater risk of running out of money in retirement. That's why it's critical women have the right strategy to file for Social Security. You really have to have someone that knows what they're doing.
The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong age. It's not understanding how Social Security impacts their IRA and 401k withdrawals, their taxes, and even their Medicare premiums. Discover how you could get the most out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. So if you've saved more than $200,000, but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now at 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120 or visit yourretirementguy.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
I walked up the steps and I stood on the porch. A woman I didn't recognize came and spoke.
Well, Casey, as we started our show today, it was a wild day yesterday at the Indiana State House, and I wasn't alone in my misery.
Yeah, 127 people signed up to give public testimony. You were one of them. You know who else was one of them?
Our old pal, you know him from Saturday night on the Circle, Saturday night, 7 o'clock here at WIBC, Ethan Hatcher. He joins us now. Ethan Hatcher, hello.
Thanks for having me in the studio, guys.
Okay, so you made the misery of yesterday a little less miserable. You and I palled around for a couple of hours as we waited to speak. I thought you did a fantabulous job.
I appreciate that, Rob. But, you know, you picked the absolute worst spot for us to stand in the crowd because we were right in the path of where people were trying to squeeze through.
That's right.
I had folks bumping against me every couple of minutes. We were all packed in there like sardines. And I'll tell you what, those Democrats stink. That room smelled awful. Their body odor was wafting so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Okay, so I know we laid out a little bit about what happened, but you're standing earlier, but you're standing in this hallway out front of the State House, the Senate chambers in the State House.
Yeah.
They've got these speakers, but they're like little baby speakers, so you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be putting people's names up on the screen because you can watch the thing, but they're like two people behind. So you got to keep asking the guy who's like the gatekeeper, and then he's getting annoyed at everybody for asking. It was a complete dumpster fire, and so were many of the people. And Ethan and I numerous times looked at each other and go, I hate that we're on the same side of these people.
Yeah.
Because they're nuts.
Well, at one point I looked at you and I, kind of tore up my speech. I'm like, you know what? I've changed my mind. I'm not supporting you people. Screw it.
That was enough to do it. Well, we were questioning, what would make someone change their mind. Ethan, you did a good job when you were speaking in front of the committee. You were, as far as I can tell, the only person who got a compliment.
Yeah, I think they were a little bit surprised. I was able to squeeze all that in, but I was using my broadcasting training to great effect. I almost did it, Rob. I almost got all the way through. I gave 99.5% of a speech, but they cut me off halfway through the very, very last
He
sentence.
nearly hit the post.
Yeah,
almost.
I cut a paragraph out of mine because I said, I ain't giving Gaskell the thrill of buzzing me or cutting me off. Because that little backstab, remember, he was on our show screaming about how bad property taxes were, and then he voted for that abomination of a property tax bill. I said, ain't giving him the thrill of buzzing me or cutting me off. I ended with 2 seconds to go. All right. So obviously the three undecideds, as we predicted, voted to move it forward. Am I good or am I good?
You're good.
I told you
You
exactly.
are good. That was
said
good.
those three are going to vote for it, but say they're not voting for it yet.
Well, you know why they did it, Rob? Because they're not going down with the ship. They're going to get other people on the record, too. They're not going to take all the flack for that.
They didn't want the smoke of being the three deciders. Okay, so let's talk just briefly about the approach that was taken yesterday for the people who weren't able to be there. I think these lefty people have no idea what they're doing, and the idea that you're going to be booing other people while they're speaking, the idea that somebody has a different opinion than you and you're just going to be a complete ass to them. You and I tried to tell a couple people this, and they just weren't having any of it. That works against you. These senators are going to do what they're going to do, and you kind of got the sympathy on your side right now, and then you sort of maybe veer people in another direction because you can't help yourself.
Yeah, you got to read the room. You got to play to your audience, and they're already, they've got the popular side on this issue because anytime it's been polled, Hoosiers are broadly against it. Just let people speak. Everybody is allowed to speak. Everybody is getting their 2 minutes to make their stance known on this issue. All you got to do is let them get through it. For a lot of these folks, I think it's a profession. It's arts and crafts time. They brought out their little art projects and their little scrawls and their permanent marker, and that's what it was all about. It's about me, not about what's actually going on.
That's something that I noticed as I watched all of that testimony.
Casey is the real hero in all of this because, look, I wouldn't have sat through 3 seconds of watching that if we hadn't been there.
And she sat through the whole until the vote.
I know, which happened at 7:41 last night. But I noticed quite a few things. With the people that are against the redistricting came from a lot of NGOs, nonprofits, and quite a few had Trump derangement syndrome. Is that what you were picking up when you were in the vestibule waiting area?
Oh, I think that is a fair assessment, Casey. Anytime, it was real easy to read which of the speakers were pro-redistricting and which were against.
I could tell when they stepped up to the mic, to the podium as well.
Well, mostly because of the response from the crowd. Like, I'm as blind as a bat. Rob, he has good eagle-eyed vision, but I can't even read the closed captioning on the big screen, but I didn't need to because the crowd would inform me based on their boos and jeers.
No, you had mentioned, I don't like being on the same side of an issue with these people. Because you had this experience yesterday, does that sway you at all? Does that make you go, you know what, maybe it should be 9-0?
No, not at all. I was just joking because I think the important thing is to stand for the principles of our country's founding, and if you don't have standards, then what do you have?
Ethan Hatcher, Saturday Night on the Circle, is our guest. He braved the elements yesterday, spent several hours with me at the State House. My favorite part of the whole day yesterday, Casey, was Ethan and I, though we were signed up at the same time, somehow ended up like 20 people apart.
Yeah.
And Ethan speaks, and he's like, have a good day. See ya. And I was left to be there by my lonesome around these people.
I had to go to the grocery store. Well,
you bailed on him, huh?
I told you, A, they stink. I wanted to get away from the body odor. B, I had to go to the grocery store before I had a showing in the evening because I had work to do, Rob. I'm a working man.
All right, if you had to predict, because I genuinely have no idea how this is going to go, up or down on redistricting, what do you think?
If I had to call it, I'm going to say down.
Really?
Because the Senate had already it came out against this, and if they continue to support it, then they're essentially validating the scare tactics of all these swatters, of the violent mob, and I just don't think we can have that in a civil society. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these senators are all cowards, and they're just going to bend the knee because they don't want to take the flack for going on public record. Maybe that's the secret sauce here that's going to sway the vote. But I think it will squeak by with a no. That's my guess.
Casey, you'll love this. So I obviously know many people in the State House. They don't maybe proudly know me, but in quiet corners, I was able to talk to several of them yesterday. There was a very known lobbyist yesterday who I was talking to. I said, so, like, how's it going? He goes, horrible. Oh. He said, nobody's paying any attention to anything until this thing gets decided. And that's money for those guys, so they're honked off because nobody's paying any attention to things that they need to move forward for their clients to get paid.
Oh, am I supposed to feel bad for the lobbyists now?
The other thing,
it's
you'll
the
love
world's
this,
smallest
Ethan.
violin.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing somebody told me yesterday is they said one of the things these old timers are doing, these people have been there since the earth was young, they figured out, these committee heads, whatever, that nobody's paying attention. They're trying to slip all these bills through now in these other committees because there was a whole bunch of business going on yesterday, and nobody was paying attention to any of it because everything was focused on redistricting. Now, getting something out of a committee doesn't mean it's going to get approved, doesn't mean it's going to, if it passes the Senate, pass the House. But these wily old veterans are like, well, nobody's paying any attention. Nobody to come bitch. Let's put this bill forward. I've wanted for 20 years.
Weren't we kind of joking about that? I wonder who's showing up outside of room 130 for the Agriculture Committee, you know, if they got as big of a crowd.
Doubt it.
Yeah,
I'm curious, did you notice any difference with the presence of the national media being there?
No, you could barely tell who was credentialed media. Most of the credentialed media was inside the chambers, so it didn't really register to me who was active media until after I had gotten done speaking at the podium, and then a few of them approached me for comment or just, how do you spell your name, stuff like that. And then it's like, media.
Did you feel that Gaskell was talking directly to the two of you when he was laying out the rules? No cheering.
Oh, yeah. We
no
were
booing.
We our buddy Joe, my buddy Joe was there too, and big fan of our show and was at the property tax rally. We were by far the best behaved people.
Yeah.
We were the ones, because we know how to operate in decent society. So newsflash, if you're on the left and you hear this, look, but by the way, my favorite thing was when I got in, there was ruckus applause, and I walked out of there laughing, going, you people would hate everything I stand for.
If you only knew.
Yeah, exactly, right.
You agree on this one thing, though?
Exactly. But the lefty people, you got to get your act together. Like, you cannot be behaving like lunatics. That is not going to sway these people one way or another. You're going to be far more effective just being calm and rational and saying your piece and then going home.
Yeah, listen to Rob's speech. I mean, he was uncharacteristically well behaved.
That's right.
I was very impressed. Now, what do you have to do? Do you pop a Xanny, take a couple of melatonin?
Well, I know we got to go here, but Casey, I talked about this earlier to start the show. I had two ways I could go. It was the proverbial fork in the road. I could have just spent 2 minutes roasting those people, which in hindsight, I kind of wish I'd done now. But
next time,
I talked to some people that are in the know, and they said it would be far more effective for you to use logic and kindness and really wow them that you, because some people think I am just a raving lunatic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I think I totally confused everybody.
The one thing that impressed me both about the two of you, Ethan, you stuck to kind of a historical perspective with the Founding Fathers, and Rob, you stuck to the policy.
That's right.
That wasn't the case with everybody who testified.
Ethan Hatcher, Saturday nights, WIBC. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. Back at it this afternoon. The latest on the changing of the congressional maps. And buy your tickets now for Red, White, and Bold, presented by Jack Daniels. You guys better hustle.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wells Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
This year, make Christmas cash with Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling, family owned in Indy for 3 generations, are names you know and trust. Bring in your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, or brass and turn it into holiday spending money. Whether you're decking the halls, buying gifts, or just want a little extra jingle in your pocket, cash is king at Farnsworth.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds, because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
There's one name for every home system, Chapman. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, electrical, and now proudly serving Bloomington. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman, chapmanheating.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Picture this. You're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Z-E-L-M-I-N-S, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Make a difference this holiday season. WIBC's Radiothon is back December 12th and 13th, sponsored by Financial Center, your credit union for what's next. Learn more at fcfcu.com and join us in supporting a great cause.
I don't know what planet Dave Ramsey's living on, but it is not Earth.
He was on Fox News, and he was saying that Donald Trump's economy is lifting the middle class again.
Oh.
And he went on to say that there is not an affordability crisis.
Rates are down, and gas prices are down below $3 in most places. The economy seems to be, the people we're talking to are really not having huge, serious affordability problems. There's a lot of talking heads, a lot of squawking about that, but most of that's political.
Okay, I guess I'm a talking head, but I also shop at the grocery store. I live a pretty middle-class existence. My wife and I both make decent money, but by no means rich. I live in a 1,600 square foot ranch house on a third of an acre, right? I drive a car that has no power locks or windows. I live a pretty, live a low life, right? In terms of I'm comfortable. I have a television, heat, air conditioning, a house, and can provide for my family, but I'm not living the high life. And I will tell you, it is a swift kick in the junk anytime you try to buy anything. And he sounds just totally out of step with reality.
Well, you have to keep in mind that Dave Ramsey completely owns his broadcast company, and in 2018, his net worth was $55 million. So you are living a different existence than he is.
And I mean, God bless him. He's made his money honestly, and good for him. And by all accounts, he's helped a lot of people, which is great. But I'm sorry, the middle class, and by the way, the gas price stuff is what gets me. Gas prices are down, not because of anything Trump's done. It's because the economy is restricting. The economy is worse off. There's not a demand for oil, for gasoline, like there has been. And thus, if there's not a demand for something, what do we know? The price goes down, right? And which, great, you and I have jobs right now. We work in radio. Who knows tomorrow? But we have jobs, so that benefits us, right? It's cheaper for us to get to and from work. However, other people, it's horrible because they don't have jobs to be able to afford to buy the gas to go to work. Like, just food, rent, all of this stuff is more expensive, and wages are not rising in accordance with the price of everything.
CBS News just came out with an article just moments ago, and they said that more than 75% of homes across the country are unaffordable. But Dave Ramsey said that America's finally breathing again under real leadership. It's only going to get better from here. One of the pieces of advice that he says he can always tell when a family is going to stay middle class is when they have two expensive cars sitting in front of a middle class home, often with big monthly payments. He said more cars equals more bills when you consider insurance, repairs, gas, depreciation. And ideally what you want to have is no more than 50% of your income tied up in depreciating assets like cars.
And look, I agree with all that, but the reality is you got to give people something to look forward to. Right now, if you got two Mercedes out there and your combined household income is $100,000, then maybe you're going to be pressing it. But I mean, come on. I mean, what are we talking about? Nice cars, right? I mean, a lot of people have SUVs or whatever. You spend a ton of time in your car. It's like making your house nice. It's where you live, right? We shouldn't have to be making these choices in this country. We shouldn't have to be choosing between, do this or do that. That's just not the way it's supposed to work. I had a fascinating conversation at the property tax, the redistricting rally yesterday. Some woman told me she was very disappointed in me.
Oh, yeah? You want to tell me more?
Would you like to tell me? Would you like me to tell you response when we come back?
Yes. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
The holidays are the most wonderful time of the year. And let's be honest, between travel, to-do lists, and year-end everything, it can get overwhelming. Now add retirement planning to the mix? Not a chance. Here's the good news. Retirement planning doesn't have to be stressful. At Howard Bailey Financial, our team simplifies the process, listens to your goals, and helps you take your next retirement steps with more confidence. So while you're wrapping gifts and planning get-togethers, let Howard Bailey Financial help you wrap up your retirement plan. Get started today by texting WRAP to 888-494-5004 to download your free retirement toolkit. That's WRAP to 888-494-5004. Because financial confidence doesn't just belong under the tree, it belongs in your future. Howard Bailey Securities LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. See disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Wilson, third generation owner of Wilson Farm Market, just 15 minutes north of 465, right on US 31. If you love fried chicken, we've got you covered. Crispy, juicy, made fresh daily, and it comes with sides like mashed potatoes, potato wedges, mac and cheese, and way more. And now, through the end of Radiothon, we're donating 10% of all our fried chicken sales to the Salvation Army. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465 on 31.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here with a special message from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Thanks, Pat. Jack Hope here. You know, 2025 was a year of growth for us as we added HVAC and electrical services to our business. This growth was due in large part to customers like you. Your support, your loyalty, and your trust has shaped Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling into who we are today. Thank you for making this year one to remember and for continuing to welcome us into your homes.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Need to sell your home without the hassle? Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters, 317-900-HOME. Simple Quarters, sponsor of Fill Up in the News with Tony Katz.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, where deputies opened fire and a canine was injured on Monday. A university in Indianapolis making a major announcement today. The Senate hearing from Hoosiers on how they feel about redistricting and who the Colts may be turning to at the quarterback position. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
The answer is still no. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Ukraine's President Zelensky again says he cannot cede territory to Russia, and that's part of President Trump's peace plan. He says Zelensky's going to have to start making concessions. He's losing.
It would be nice if he would read it. You know, a lot of people are dying, so it would be really good if he'd read it. His people loved the proposal. They really liked it. His lieutenants, his top people, they liked it. But they said he hasn't read it yet.
The president, in an interview with Politico, he heads to Pennsylvania today for a speech about the economy and bringing down prices.
The president's kicking off what's expected to be the first of many public events highlighting how they're handling the U.S. economy. On Monday, the president announcing U.S. farmers are going to get a $12 billion package, essentially one-time checks to assist them during what's been a rough year. Remember, China temporarily stopped buying U.S. soybeans. That created huge problems for many people in the heartland, but Democrats say it's all Trump's fault. Tonight, the president expected to focus more on where prices have stabilized or even dropped. The latest gas price data from AAA shows the current average nationally at $2.94 a gallon. 1 year ago, it was just above $3.01, but way down from where we were in the records back in 2022.
Fox's Mark Meredith at the White House. The Senate will be taking up a plan to extend Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring at the end of the month.
Senate Democrats want an automatic 3-year renewal of Obamacare credits. A test vote comes Thursday, but some conservatives oppose re-upping any of the aid. Republicans have decried the Democrats' plan as a messaging bill which will not pass. But Democrats say Republicans lack agreement on their own plan. Republicans are mulling a host of plans, but the GOP hints it might not even vote on a Republican option.
Fox's Chad Pergam at the Capitol. A federal judge tells the Justice Department it may release investigative materials from a sex trafficking case against convicted Jeffrey Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's doing better today. It's partly cloudy, 31 in downtown Indy. Might reach 41 for today's high. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's now 10:02. After noticing a forced break-in at a home in Martinsville on Monday, Morgan County Sheriff Richard Myers says deputies fired off shots at the suspect after he used an object to hit and knock out K-9 Bullet, who was sent into the home to get him. Sheriff Myers calls Bullet a hero.
These dogs, they save officers' lives every day, and that's what we saw here.
Bullet is doing better today. The suspect was taken to a hospital. Body cameras did capture the incident, and investigators are now trying to determine if the man who broke in has any connection to the homeowner. Indy's Martin University says it will pause classes after this semester due to money trouble and fewer students enrolling. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
The Board of Trustees said Tuesday that the school cannot keep operating without an endowment. Chairman Joseph Perkins thanked former President Sean Huddleston for working tirelessly to find a path forward before he stepped down in November. Huddleston explored multiple options but couldn't make it work. Trustees say they're now focused on helping current students finish their studies and keeping Martin's mission alive. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Redistricting, an issue at the front for lawmakers at the State House this week. And on Monday, Senate President Pro Tem Rod Bray discussed what the schedule is supposed to be like for them this week.
On Tuesday, we'll come back into the chamber for a very quick session to take the committee report. Wednesday, you'll see us have a second reading. And then probably Thursday, potentially Friday, but probably Thursday, you'll see a third reading vote on this issue.
And dozens of Hoosiers were at the State House on Monday to offer their testimony. Some were for it, most were against it. Daniel Jones is out for the season, and Riley Leonard has a bum knee, so the Indianapolis Colts are without a healthy quarterback at the moment. Head coach Shane Steichen.
The work that he puts in, the effort on a day-to-day basis, the grind, a team captain for us, just very unfortunate. One of the toughest guys I've ever been around. So just praying for a speedy recovery for him.
That's Steichen on Daniel Jones, who's on a one-year deal this season. And with that, it's reported that the Colts are bringing in former quarterback Phillip Rivers for a workout today. The 44-year-old has not played football in 5 years. The Pacers, winners on Monday night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, 116-105 over the Kings. They will head to Philly to play the Sixers on Friday. And both IU quarterback Fernando Mendoza and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love are finalists for the Heisman Trophy. The ceremony is Saturday in New York City. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Well, this poll would have come in handy yesterday.
Oh, okay. This is a Caps Harris poll, and it came out yesterday. What day of the week is it? It says 57% of voters say President Trump is losing the fight against inflation, and 21% of that are Republicans.
Okay, so I just had this, which we'll get to here in a second, this conversation with somebody yesterday, and it appears that my stance on this is right in line with the majority of anybody who has eyes that work, which is prices of many things continue to far outpace what people are earning, and it is diluting the buying power of Americans.
Inflation and affordability are the number one issue for voters across both parties.
Oh, you don't say.
According to this poll.
Well.
And many people feeling like they're taking a pay cut as wages aren't keeping up, but the price of things continues to escalate.
Well, and again, I come back to, like, we're so team sport now in this politics thing that we can't even admit when the obvious is happening. But any person who can math should be able to look at when you go buy stuff. I mean, just keep track of the prices of things. Most people kind of buy the same stuff. Just keep track of the price of things when you buy them, and you will see months at a time they'll, inch up. And is your check collectively at the end of the month keeping up with what you're spending on all of these things? For most people, if they're honest with themselves, the answer is no.
Of course, Donald Trump is blaming Joe Biden for the affordability issues. And he said that Biden caused the affordability crisis, and I'm fixing it. But when you ask people how they feel about it, according to this Caps Harris poll, voters are split 50-50 on whether the economy is better or worse under Trump than under Biden. And 55% of the voters, though, they feel like they trust Trump and Republicans more on the economy than Democrats in Congress. So they can't tell you who's to blame for the situation, although they do feel like Trump will do better than Biden.
They're all to blame. That's the answer. And this goes to a conversation I had yesterday where one of these, what is amazing about, to me, like watching all of this unfold is I have not changed in 9 years. Like, if you were to look at the first day I showed up here at WIBC, December of 2016, to today, the things that I'm talking about are now, and the views that I have, align perfectly with the views that I had in 2016 when I got here. Are you all right?
Yeah, except, you know what? There is one thing. I feel like when you interviewed Donald Trump, the infamous felt like a great dream.
I almost put that in my speech yesterday in front of the election committee, that I was a 3-time Trump voter, and in fact, he called me a great dream.
Right. Wished all interviews could be that way.
That's right. Thank you.
Not a cheerleader, but I feel like then you were maybe a little bit more on Trump's side than you are today.
Well, of course I was, because he was promising to do things that he didn't do. It's no different than what we went through last year with the goof troop that's running the state now, where they said, we're going to do A, B, and C. Okay, that sounds like that's going to help a lot of people. Let me help you in any way I can to help other people. If I'm going to, like Trump, when he was running in 2016, had all these great ideas, things he was going to do, things how he was going to reform the federal government, get spending under control, all of these things, right? It was going to make the government better and make the country better. So, of course, in 2016, yeah, great. That sounds awesome. But in terms of my core convictions, belief system, the things I talk about, it never changes. What's fascinating to me, though, is when I said it about Biden and the Democrats, Rob's the best. Rob's awesome. Look at him go. Now when I apply those same principles to Trump and the Republicans, you've changed. And some lady came up to me yesterday and goes, at the event at the State House on redistricting, I'm very disappointed in you. And I looked right at her and I said, get in line, lady. It's long. You're going to be a while, right? And then she proceeds to have this conversation, and these other people that were there with her, well, why do you hate Trump now? I don't hate Trump. I hate what's going on in the country in terms of no one doing anything that they promised to do when they run. Now, look, Trump has delivered on the border, right? If you want to say we essentially have a Biden presidency with the economy with a better border. Okay. He did deliver on that, and we say that all the time on here, that he has fulfilled his promise of securing the southern border, treating these drug dealers and these maniacs the way they need to be treated, and we support that. We've laid that out. But in terms of the key thing he was elected on, the economy, inflation, affordability of living, he and the Republicans have not only done nothing to fix it.
They continued the Biden level spending.
Exactly. They're making it worse. Well, and then so you lay that out to her. I said, ma'am, I think I used a word stronger than ma'am, but for the purposes of this conversation, ma'am, I hate that these people tell me they're going to do something and then they don't follow through on it. Well, are you a Democrat now? I said, I reject the premise that I either have to be some fanboy for somebody or that makes me a Democrat. Can't I just be an independent thinker who, when they see somebody who doesn't do what they promised to do, that I hold them accountable? Do I have to be such a team player that if someone isn't delivering on the promises that they made when they were running, that if I don't just say, that's awesome, if I live in if I don't live in some fantasy land, or I pretend like prices are coming down, or that affordability of living is getting better, if I refuse to do that, that somehow makes me some radical liberal? But then you realize in these people's minds, and many people's minds, I get there's many people out there like this, I'm the bad guy now for having the exact same opinions and the exact same views that I did 12 months ago, except now it's the Republicans I'm holding accountable instead of the Democrats.
Okay, so what you're saying is that your convictions and your beliefs haven't changed. The one thing that has changed is your feelings towards Donald Trump and how he's delivering.
Whether look, I apply the same principle to everyone, and I don't understand why everybody can't do this. Like, there's a loyalty, and it's on the other side as well, right? I mean, it's not, the Republicans just are in charge of everything. But there's some, like, I guess I missed the blood oath that you sign when you vote for someone, that if they're the better of the two options or three options or whatever, that you give up your right to be critical of them and hold them accountable and say, hey, this isn't working for a lot of people. Hey, you kind of promised everybody you were going to do this, and then you didn't. So am I just supposed to go, well, I'm lucky he's there? Like, is that where we're at now? When you said that poll, which is that's where the majority of the people are, which is saying things are not getting more affordable. They're not getting better. Don't I have an obligation to someone with a platform, if I have honesty and integrity, to say, hey, this guy told us he's going to do this. He's not doing it. We need to hold him accountable and try to get him to do this.
It's interesting because 56% say Trump's tariffs are hurting the economy, but then 57% believe the economy is shrinking under his administration. But again, inflation and affordability, the number one issue for voters.
Well, and then, of course,
that's across parties.
Well, of course, then they did the thing, and this always happens. They tried to pin it on Biden. And when you ask them, you say, okay, so the $5 trillion Trump printed in 2020 doesn't count. And then they just stare back at you. Well, it got worse under Biden. Sure, because Biden kept doing the things Trump had just done. Trump was running trillion-dollar annual deficits before COVID. All of this stuff counts. The Bush stuff counts. Obama stuff counts. Trump stuff counts. Biden stuff counts. Trump stuff now counts. We owe that money to someone. We have to print money to pay for stuff. It makes everything more expensive. And the fact that we will not hold our people accountable, and you're seeing it now at the state level too. You notice all these people hated Braun when he screwed them on property taxes, but now because they want this redistricting, oh, he's great. He's awesome. I asked the guy yesterday, because he got into it with me about one of the guys that was with her, about Micah. I said, what's he do? And he just stared at me just like this. Here's the pause. Here, you want to play this out? And this is going to be bad for radio, but I want to make sure that people understand how this conversation went. What's he do? And then that's what I said. That's right. He goes to candy stores and Pizza Kings and does nothing. But you are so wed to the thing, the idea of the person, the politician, whatever it is, that we can't even have the honest conversation about what's going on. And so nothing's going to get better until we hold everybody
Rangers basketball. 93 WIBC.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Holiday savings are in full swing right now at Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 sale. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. Come on in to Tom Roush for those holiday savings. And Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Mind and Lab Grown Diamond Store.
Okay, so the Supreme Court, now this came down a couple days ago, but we just haven't had a chance to get into it with all this stuff going on. They are going to hear and decide the birthright citizenship case, and I think this is going to be fascinating to see where the current court comes down.
They asked just the high court to look at this. No lower courts have been asked.
Well, I mean, you've seen courts. So what happened was so Trump, his first day in office, ruled, basically struck down the idea of birthright citizenship. Then the idea that if you're born in this country, even if both of your parents are illegal immigrants, that you are a citizen in the United States. And rightfully so, because if you look at the idea of birthright citizenship, it goes back to an attempt to protect children who were born of slaves and make sure that they had legal status and protection in this country. That's where this sort of emanates from. And rightfully so, people have argued for years, there was no intention that if people essentially steal their way or sneak their way into this country, that they should be given benefits and afforded protections, because you're just inviting everybody to come into this country, and then their children become citizens if they're born here. And so now, after this being a legal theory for years, Trump has pressed it out of this order that was struck down by, of course, multiple judges immediately. But what's interesting is the initial step that the Trump administration took was to go to the Supreme Court and say, we're not asking you to rule on birthright citizenship. We're asking you to rule on, can a judge in Northern California issue an edict
nationwide?
And some judge in Southern Florida has to abide by it. And the Supreme Court ruled very clearly, no, only if you are the petitioner or whatever, are you, the people that are aggrieved or alleged to be aggrieved eligible for this. So what these judges did, and the Supreme Court warned these district judges about this, they said, do not press this or we will rule even more stringent. And almost immediately then, these people who were the plaintiffs went for these class action lawsuits to try to say, well, okay, we'll get around your little ruling, Supreme Court, by saying not only this person, but any person who wants to join this class action lawsuit if you're a child of illegal immigrants. And the Supreme Court has basically said, okay, we warned you. You didn't listen. Now we're going to take the case and decide this. And I don't know how this one's going to go. I could see it going either way. There's going to be at least 3 votes to end birthright citizenship, but it's going to be the gang in the middle, the Kavanaugh, Roberts, and Coney Barrett. They're going to ultimately decide this thing.
So the Trump administration arguing the policy is needed to protect border security. And then the court's going to consider whether Trump's interpretation fits the 14th Amendment and whether it complies with the existing federal immigration law.
So we'll see what happens. It will be heard coming up here, which means they'll rule sometime in June probably. It'll be one of the big ones that they'll rule at the end of the term. You talk to legal scholars and you get a different interpretation from a lot of different people, and we'll find out. Does it make any logical sense that you could sneak into this country illegally, having no protections, no citizenship, no temporary status, no nothing, and your child gets to be a United States citizen? Does that rationally make sense to anyone? And that's why I'm going to be fascinated here, because I'm sure these judges will press the opposition on that and say, okay, walk us through this. How does that work? How would that have made any sense if you're looking at the original intent of the amendment to the Constitution?
So central and northern Indiana going to stay dry through some early evening hours, but showers are moving in after dusk, and we could see some cold air, some rain to snow mix set to hit Indiana, and first chance they're saying of some real measurable snow comes late Thursday night into Friday. So here's a question as you're driving around today. Is it illegal to drive in Indiana with snow on your car?
Like, are you saying, like...
You got to clear that snow off before you hit the road.
Are you saying on, like, the automobile itself? You're saying the window? What are you saying?
On the car, yeah. The hood of the car, the windshield.
I would say yes, that they could claim that that's some sort of road hazard you're creating.
No, there is no law specific to it.
Interesting. Well, I figured there's a law for everything.
Requiring you to remove the snow or ice from your car.
That's interesting.
Before driving. You can be held liable, though.
Oh, like if you're in an accident.
If snow or ice flies off your car and hits another vehicle, or if snow or ice blocks your visibility and causes an accident, then you could get a ticket for that.
I went many, many years without having a residence with a garage, and I will say that is one of the, when you've gone many, many years of your adulthood, younger adulthood, but many, many years without a garage, you have a much greater appreciation for being able to wake up in the morning and not have your car covered with snow. It makes getting out of bed a little more doable.
And a little warmer, too, right? Because you're not standing out there scraping the windshield. That's no fun, right? So you should clear the snow, even if it's not required, because the snow and ice can obstruct your visibility, slow your reaction time, and also become a dangerous projectile for other cars. You got to clear your roof, your hood, your windows, and your lights. That's what is recommended.
All right, what are we doing next?
We've got to talk about Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, jeez.
She announced a run for Senate.
Oh, geez.
Are you excited about that?
Oh, my gosh.
It's on the way. It's 93 WIBC.
So the truth is, women live longer than men, often by many years. This has big financial consequences for women. They run a greater risk of running out of money in retirement. That's why it's critical women have the right strategy to file for Social Security. You really have to have someone that knows what they're doing.
The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong age. It's not understanding how Social Security impacts their IRA and 401k withdrawals, their taxes, and even their Medicare premiums. Discover how you could get the most out of your benefits with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy. So if you've saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now at 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120 or visit yourretirementguy.com.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Schulke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely, and we get amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, pain, or balance issues, call Dr. Schulke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
This is Denny Smith, and I'm here to tell you that a neglected well can lead to costly repairs. But C&J's got you covered with their well cleanout service. Right now, it's 30% off, and that's the lowest price of the year. C&J will remove the pump, insert a high-output air line into the well, and then safely airlift years of sediment and gunk out of the top of the well. Then they'll also do a 6-point inspection to assure that you and your family get the purest, safest water. C&J. Great systems and great people, too. 317-852-WELL.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
The president in Pennsylvania. I'm Jared Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:30. President Trump is in that state today, kicking off his affordability tour. The president telling Politico in a new interview that he would grade his economy A+++, and says prices for Americans are coming down.
I inherited a mess. I inherited a total mess. Prices were at an all-time high when I came in. Prices are coming down substantially.
A recent survey from Fox News shows nearly 76% of voters view the economy negatively, up from the 67% who reported the same in July. Democrats are also ramping up attacks, saying it's the president's own policies that are to blame for the state of the economy. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is set to meet with top lawmakers known as the Gang of Eight behind closed doors to discuss the recent strikes on alleged drug boats in Venezuela. This as pressure mounts to release footage of the second strike, which killed 2 survivors from the first attack. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was on Fox and Friends saying President Trump ran on stopping narco-terrorists, and that's exactly what he's doing.
I believe it's true that Nicolas Maduro is very scared, and he should be.
President Trump has backed Hegseth's decision-making and has left the decision to release the video up to him. Suspended Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco, convicted of sexual abuse of a minor back in July, is getting a new trial. His previous ruling of a 2-year suspended sentence has been voided. And late-night host Jimmy Kimmel is signing a contract extension with ABC, ensuring he will continue with his show through the year 2027. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
By the time this ad ends, Washington will have burned through millions of your dollars. That's not how we do things in Indiana. I'm Congressman Jefferson Shreve, bringing Hoosier common sense to Washington. I passed legislation to cut waste, save taxpayers millions, and deliver real tax relief for workers and families. Less waste, more money in your pocket.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Fall is great in Indy, so don't ruin it by painting. Do what Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about the Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Listen to this deal going on right now with Universal Windows Direct. And it is about to get cold out there. If you are looking at an entire winter in a cold and drafty home, now is a great time to upgrade, because listen to this deal. For every two windows you buy, you're going to get the next two free. That's right, buy two, get two free. Then on top of that, 0% interest for 60 months. It's 5 years of zero interest financing, and a free vacation voucher. Yeah, let's repeat all of that. Buy two windows, get two free. 0% interest for 60 months. It's 5 years of zero interest financing, and a free vacation voucher with your project. So some restrictions may apply. Get all the details and schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation in-home estimate by calling Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Check them out on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
See Pierce Jewelers' breathtaking selection of lab-grown diamonds, refined to perfection and value. It's the new choice in diamonds. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Planning for retirement? It's a little like marriage. We have no idea what we're getting into. Tune in to Fire Your Financial Advisor, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Maybe our country deserves to have Jasmine Crockett as a senator.
You think so?
Maybe we haven't bottomed out yet. She's running for Senate in Texas.
She is. She officially filed yesterday, U.S. Senate from Texas, and her campaign leans heavily into her opposition of Donald Trump. That is her campaign.
Yeah, no, she is a U.S. rep. I believe it's Houston, the Houston area. Is that right? I think that's correct. And she is a total radical leftist. I mean, a complete nutbag. And she is also the woman who so Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, is disabled. He's in a wheelchair. She called him Governor Hot Wheels. She said other highly inflammatory things. And now her new deal is, I deserve a promotion. I'd like to be a senator.
Yep. She aims to turn Texas blue. She argues that she can mobilize voters who typically stay at home. She's the one who will deliver. So her campaign announcement
what a lunatic
was voiced over by Donald Trump. So imagine this. It's just a profile shot of Jasmine Crockett in the video. She's kind of staring off into the distance, blinking. And then at the very end, she turns and looks directly at the camera and crosses her arms. But this is the audio that's playing while she's doing this.
How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man. She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
So her entire campaign is just railing on Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I think I misspoke. It's Greg Abbott. It's the guy who's the governor of Texas, not Ken Paxton. Ken Paxton's the attorney general.
Attorney General.
Yeah. But what's fascinating, and the reason I was thinking about Ken Paxton, is he is now running for U.S. Senate on the Republican side. There's this highly contested primary. John Cornyn is the Republican senator, the incumbent. He's kind of an establishment, mainstream guy, and Paxton is trying to unseat him. I think there's also a third guy running. And the Republicans are very concerned because, look, Texas is a quote-unquote Republican state, but it's moved blue as we have just like many other places. These people leave blue states. This is why I don't want people coming here. This is what I hear people talk about. Hey, New York, if you're in New York, come to Indiana. No, I don't want you people. Because every time people move, they bring their bull crap with them and make our state more like the state they came from. Because Texas has had so many people flood in, leaving California and these other places, it has become, while a Republican state, more and more likely to go Democrat. And the Republicans are very concerned that if Paxton, who is seen as more Trump-like or conservative or whatever, and he's also had allegations of scandal surrounding him, that if he gets the nomination, that it'll put the Republicans at a disadvantage. Now, look, if this woman's the nominee, you could run Jiminy Cricket against her, and he would win. I mean, it doesn't matter.
So there is one other person. Wesley Hunt was the other one that's in that three-way race. But there is a state rep, James Tellerico. He is in the Democratic Senate primary, and he actually has some pretty strong fundraising numbers. So she definitely has an uphill battle.
She does, and what'll be fascinating about this, because remember whatever this was, 5 years ago, when we started hearing, oh, the squad is the new it, right? Like they're the future. You better get on board with them or you're out. Well, a bunch of them, multiple of them have lost. And now this woman, look, I think she's going to get smoked in this primary because Texas Democrats want to win. And while she's going to have a hardcore group of people, they're going to love the fact that she hates Trump and that's her MO. The reality is that ain't going to win in a general election. And if you want to have any chance, the guy that she's running against, I believe he is also is he a congressman? I can't remember what he is, but he's a sort of a more mainstream Democrat. So this will be fascinating to see because she is a complete radical lunatic nut job. I'm hoping she wins the primary because she would have no chance of winning in the general election. We'll see what goes down.
There are two sides of Jasmine Crockett. Let's take a listen.
First of all, it's good to see you in the new year. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Baby, because these people, they are crazy, because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things. Yeah, you ain't got to believe me. Just go Google. You'll find some of it. I'm telling you, and the wives is being messy and petty. They putting it in.
She puts on two different presentations depending on who she's speaking to.
Well, Hillary Clinton did that. Remember at the black church, she turned into a Southern preacher. And look, these people are all fraudulent on both sides of the aisle. Look, it is amazing to me, but we don't hold them accountable. Like I was thinking about this yesterday with her because a bunch of that stuff is now coming out of the hypocrisy and the contradictions and all this other stuff with her. And I'm thinking, man, it would be pretty shameful if you did that and that came out about you. And then I realized these people
don't care.
They don't have any shame.
Yeah,
they have no shame, and that's where we're at in this country. It's just a bunch of people who, oh well, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
Whatever the next thing is.
Whatever it is to win the vote. Speaking of being fraudulent, Gen Z is financial flexing on social media.
Oh.
Yes, this is. Creating content that is very aspirational to luxury lifestyles, even though they're lying about their financial success online.
Like what? That they're on some trip, or
that they have these, expensive luxury item cars or handbags, they're doing it all for clicks and likes.
Do they have the stuff? Or are they just making it up and making it look like they have something?
Making it look like they have
like they'd go to the car dealership and somehow get a test drive and go, look at my new ride.
Look at my new Lambo.
They make you think they're on some family vacation and go, I paid for this myself.
Mm-hmm. So you've got more than half of Gen Z admitting to exaggerating or lying about their financial success online. 38% of them report going into debt or damaging their credit just to impress somebody, especially when they go on a date.
What? Well, what? Kev? What's his name? Well, don't say his name, but what's his name that used to work here? Remember we went through this.
Oh, the $300 date?
Again, don't say his name.
Right.
But there was this guy who used to work here, and he told us he was going out with some girl, and of course, Kev and I were just being dudes. We're like, well, let's see what this girl looks like. And she was a strong Broad Ripple 8. He was not Broad Ripple 8. And we were like, what is going on here? And then this dude proceeds to tell us that he's taking her shopping on the first go round.
Yeah.
And we were like,
he was gonna let her buy anything she wanted from the makeup store.
And Kev and I initially were operating under the guise of like, this guy's being used, he's being manipulated, like, we got to help you, we got to try to talk you out of this, like, let us help you not lose all your money. And then we came to realize he was doing the using because he somehow got this broad, and I don't know, maybe she was in on it with him, maybe that was the deal, right? Like, I take you shopping. They did this photo together where it made it look like he was in some sort of relationship with her, except he didn't tag her in the photo. You know, it'd be like if you were like, I'm so in love with my new gal pal at Cindy or what, you know, whatever, right? None of that, which you'd totally be doing if someone that well assembled was with that dude. And then I think we came to the conclusion that's what he was doing.
Yeah. His financial flexing is even higher among men. So 46% of Gen Z guys
that's exactly what he was doing.
Go into debt or damage their credit trying to impress someone. Yeah.
They're going to figure it out.
Eventually. You just gotta, hey, what's your credit score?
Like what? They're good. Like they're gonna see where you live. They're gonna see what kind of car you drive. They're gonna like be in your environment.
Yep. Yeah. Social media definitely magnifying all of these issues for the younger generations.
Now, depending on what that dude was able to spin those photos into, that might have been a good investment. I mean, because if some other chick was checking out his feed and like, oh, that's his ex?
Yeah.
Oh man. So if he was, now I don't know if that guy was capable of pulling that off. I don't think he had the wherewithal to like parlay that into that's would have been my thing. I would have done with it, but I think he was just, that was like a one-off or whatever.
You think he can upsell that?
Well, I would have if you're $300 in or whatever it was. Yeah.
Make it work for you. Make that money work for you. Hammer's going to join us next. It's 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, $12 billion for farmers selling AI chips to China. What exactly is going on in the Trump administration? That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Scholke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely, and we get amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, pain, or balance issues, call Dr. Scholke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
Fall is great in Indy, so don't ruin it by painting. Do what Mike did. He called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
The process with Rhino Shield and their crew, they were just very conscientious. We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
Way better than paint, backed by a 25-year warranty. Right now, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
It's the season of giving, so why not give yourself something that lasts? Now through December 15th, Financial Center is offering mortgage and refinance rates as low as 5.50% or 5.9% APR, helping you save more for years to come. Financial Center makes things easy with local experts and options for every homeowner. Start now at fcfcu.com/mortgage. That's fcfcu.com/mortgage. Subject to underwriting guidelines. Not all will qualify. Equal opportunity lender. See website for terms and conditions and MLS number 509724.
Look, beauty does not come easy, especially being this beautiful. Hello, Rob Kendall for the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy. And look, I was a complete gargoyle before I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indy. We were just talking about the Broad Ripple scoring category. I was a Broad Ripple 1, and they elevated me to a Broad Ripple 4.5. And you, too, can be a 4.5 on the non-existent scoring methodology by calling the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation. Darren and the gang, top flight individuals. They'll take a look at what's going on the top of your head, give you some suggestions on how to make that a little bit better. Then it's up to you. I'm not saying you can be as beautiful as me, but you can give it a shot. 317-522-2995. While you're at it, check out some other folks who made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to WeGrowHairIndy.com. WeGrowHairIndy.com, 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana. And it's really important to me, too, why we're getting to do this, is that you get to go be with Bay.
I get to go be with my husband. Simple Quarters was the best option for me because I ended up connecting with Ronnie on a personal level. There was no BS involved. It was simply straightforward, to the point, honesty. And that is what made me go with Simple Quarters.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/beat. That's ethos.com/beat.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun. Brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Strike up some fun with Hammer and Nigel. Their annual bowling event, Red, White, and Bowl, hits Woodland Bowl Friday, January 16th. Meet the hosts, bowl for charity, and enjoy a great night presented by Jack Daniels. Details at WIBC.com.
So some guy who's older than me, a lot older than me, maybe about to play for the Colts.
Phillip Rivers, baby. Worked out for the Colts last night, had an individual workout,
And from all the reports, it sounds like it went really well. Now, the Colts are kind of in dire straits here because you got Danny Dimes, who's out for the year, maybe parts of next year.
You're Jason Hammer, by the way, from the Hammer and Nigel show. That's my fault. I didn't introduce you properly.
So the backup kid, the Notre Dame rookie, Riley Leonard, got banged up. His knee's injured, so he might play, might not this Sunday. Anthony Richardson had a self-induced eye injury pregame stretching a band about a month ago.
That's that guy's entire time here in one sentence.
Summed up. So the only other player they have is like a practice team guy, Brett Rippon.
Yeah.
So the Colts are like, screw it, call old man Rivers. I think he still wants to play.
Now, is he in the Hall of Fame?
No. But I believe he was eligible to be eligible next year, if that makes sense.
Okay.
But if he comes back this year, you got to reset the clock.
Why would he reset that whole clock to play for like 5 games?
Why would he want to do this? Dudes that loves it.
Why'd he quit?
I think there wasn't a spot for him, and he's like, you know what? All right, I'll go coach football, because he was coaching high school football for a while. But everybody's laughing at the Colts. I can't believe you're doing this. He's a grandpa. He's 44. But think about it this way: if you're in this position, would you rather have Phillip Rivers or Geno Smith that the Raiders have?
You're right.
Would you rather have Phillip Rivers off the scrap heap or whoever the Saints are limping to the finish line with?
Yeah.
Would you rather have Phillip Rivers now out of the retirement home or whoever the Jets are throwing out there, whether that's Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor, who was injured, I believe?
Yeah, and your best player is your running back, so you can lean heavily on him.
Right. You've got a good tight end, so you can dink and dunk if you have to. I mean, it's not ideal, but, for those saying, I can't believe this, there are worse quarterbacks in the league right now than Phillip Rivers is, I promise you.
I love that he's 3 years older than me, is pondering a comeback to the NFL.
His oldest son is older than Riley Leonard, the Colts quarterback who might start this weekend.
Yeah, that's wild. All right, I know you wanted to get into the parking lot etiquette.
I've talked about this before, but so our parking garage here at the building, it's down to like one level because everything's breaking around here. They're kicking us out. Fine. So I'm trying to find a spot. There's a young lady that's leaving, and she kind of waves at me. It's like, all right, cool. She gets in her car. I'm going to take her spot. She gets in her car and then proceeds to text for a couple minutes and sits there for a few more minutes. It's like 5 minutes. I'm just sitting there. Like, if you know somebody is trying to come to work and take your spot, I don't think it's asking too much to get your fat ass out of the garage.
Yeah, you're being an a-hole. Because you know that person, it's not like you need the spot. It's not like, I was just getting out here to get a bag and I'm going to go back into work. You're leaving. You're going somewhere.
Right. I'm willing to bet this is the same woman that takes forever getting off the airplane. Like, if you're ever in a situation where she's sitting up front, like she reaches up to get the overhead bin, and then she'll stretch and she'll look at her phone, and for some reason it takes her 5 minutes to grab her luggage and get off. These are the same type of people.
Yeah, she acknowledged you. She knew you were there.
Yes.
Gave you the wave.
I slowed down. I kind of pointed to the spot, and she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Yeah, sure.
So I believe this is a woman that hates me, so that's fine. But come on, man, there's etiquette here. Like, even the people I don't like in this building, hey, if you're trying to come to work and make some money, I ain't mad at you. I will back out, get out of the way. I can get on my phone later on.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You are in the right. You have clearly established you're looking for that spot. She has acknowledged that she saw you, and you would obviously want that spot versus...
And it wasn't as if I were rushing, giving her the hurry it up motion.
Let's
go.
go.
I sat there for minutes, and I could see she's on her phone. And
I'm surprised she was on her phone down there in that level, because I can never get a signal down there.
It's hit and miss.
Yeah.
It is.
Maybe that's what was holding her up.
I need to thank you. Yesterday, I hopped on with you guys after leaving the State House when I was there for 9 hours, and then you gifted me some St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail. I was going to be nice and give it to my wife. I tried to give it to her, and she's like, I'm not hungry. That's the best meal I've had in probably 3 years.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
We knew you needed something other than Arby's. So our friends at Hughes Culinary.
Yeah, it was great.
Gift cards are available. They're a proud sponsor of Hammer and Nigel.
I wanted to say thank you for the
They came by and brought some goodies, and we hooked up poor little Timmy over here for Christmas.
What's coming up this afternoon?
We're going to do some caller roulette, right? I have no idea what people want to talk about today. Could be the changing of the maps. Could be Old Man Rivers. Could be a little song, little dance, little seltzer down your pants. I have no idea.
Open it up. Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer here for my friends at AAA. The holidays are here. It's upon us, and so is winter weather. This year, stay prepared and give everyone on your list the gift of a peace of mind by giving them a AAA membership. As a AAA member, you get roadside assistance 24/7, 365. Flat tire, dead battery, you name it, AAA is there. You also get exclusive travel discounts, hotels, rental cars, and all the cool events happening around the Hoosier State this holiday season. Now through the end of the year, new members can join AAA for just $50 for a 1-year classic membership and add an associate for free. This is a great gift idea. Give someone you care about a AAA membership. Visit AAA.com and use the code HOLIDAY25. That's HOLIDAY25 at AAA.com, or just call 844-GO-AAA-GO or visit your local AAA office. Give the gift of AAA this holiday season. Tell them Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today.
Picture this, you're on a date, and then bad breath happens. Confidence gone. Here's the truth. Most gums and mints are just bad breath Band-Aids, but not Zellman's Minty Mouth. The functional breath freshener you swallow. Tiny dual-action capsules with mint on the outside, parsley seed oil inside, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders, even garlic and onions. It's only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
'Twas the night before the holidays, and all through Indiana, not a parent was stressed, nor were grandpa or grandma. The children's gifts were marked off the list. Indiana 529 education savings plans were sure to be a hit. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of their future danced in their heads. Flexible options, a generous tax credit, and a convenient mobile app to help put a bow on it. These Hoosiers slept tight with a gift that would last. Visit myindiana529.com to start with just $10 fast. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers. Through their service, veterans have our backs. Now we should have theirs. Learn more at GotYour6.org.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers studios, how a canine officer is doing after responding to a break-in at a home in Morgan County, where a fatal crash happened on Monday and who police now have in custody for it. The finalists for the Heisman Trophy are announced this week, and who the Colts are bringing in today for a workout at quarterback. Those stories and more after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
The Epstein Files. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. Congress passed a law last month ordering the Justice Department to release all unclassified records related to the late sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. And last week, a judge in Florida granted the department's request to release transcripts from an abandoned federal grand jury investigation in the 2000s. Today, another judge says okay to releasing files on Epstein's convicted accomplice.
A federal judge giving the go-ahead for the Justice Department to publicly release investigative materials from a sex trafficking case against longtime Jeffrey Epstein confidant Ghislaine Maxwell, who's in prison for sex trafficking. The U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, citing the passage last month of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, meaning the records could be made public within 10 days. Maxwell has indicated she intends to file a petition challenging her detention, and unsealing the grand jury materials could prejudice that. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
Ukraine's President Zelensky says he and European leaders are going to present their own plan for peace with Russia that does not include the territorial surrender included in the plan proposed by President Trump. He says Russia is in a much better negotiating position.
Well, there can be no question about it. It's Russia.
It's a much bigger country. It's a war that should have never happened. Frankly, it wouldn't have happened if I were president, and it didn't happen for 4 years.
The president there in an interview with Politico. He gives a speech about the economy today in Pennsylvania.
The White House trying to figure out a way how to connect with those voters about the price of everything. The president is going to be taking the first of many trips that I am told, where he's going to talk about energy and his vision for the future with the economy. Now, the stop today, Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, where the president plans to talk about reducing pressure on inflation through his energy policy, using Pennsylvania as an example.
It's Fox Business White House correspondent Edward Lawrence there. The Labor Department is reporting monthly jobs openings basically flat at 7.7 million in October, a report delayed by the government shutdown. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Calling for backup. It's mostly sunny now. 35 on Monument Circle. Skies will stay partly sunny throughout the day. Today's high at 40. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. A canine officer in Morgan County is being credited for helping capture a suspect who deputies say broke into a home in Martinsville on Monday. A team involving Canine Bullet went to the home with Bullet going after the suspect inside. He was then hit and knocked out, leading to deputies shooting the man.
It's one of your officers going down. It's one of your own. That was very evident today because once that happened, one of the other officers picked it up and ran a tenth of a mile up a hill that I was winded walking up today to get it to a car so they could self-transport to the emergency care.
And Bullet is alert today while the suspect is in an Indianapolis hospital. Police closing a stretch of I-65 in Bartholomew County this morning after a semi hauling military munitions caught fire. Investigators say the blaze started in the wheel well, likely from brake failure.
My understanding is we were advised to distance ourselves over 2,000 feet. I believe that was an instruction from the Army personnel.
Lieutenant Dane Duke of the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office says the semi was carrying 300 howitzer rounds. These rounds are military-grade artillery shells fired from a howitzer, a large short-barreled cannon. The driver also did escape unharmed. 2 people are dead from a multi-vehicle crash in Montgomery County for Monday afternoon. It happened on U.S. Highway 231. The sheriff's office there has identified the 2 victims and also arrested 39-year-old Richard Neal. He's been charged with 2 counts of operating a vehicle while intoxicated, causing death, and 2 counts of criminal recklessness. Aaron Updike from the National Weather Service in Indy lets us know when we could see some rain.
Until we get after dusk tonight, so looking at right around that 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. time frame is when some of those scattered showers will come in.
And that rain could be changing to snow showers Wednesday night. Temperatures will stick around the 30s into Friday. The Pacers are on a 2-game win streak following last night's victory against the Kings, 116-105.
Listen, this is a tough game. It's great to win it. We got some time to practice this week, so we'll make the best of that, and then more tough games coming.
Head coach Rick Carlisle. Next up for the Pacers is the Sixers. That game Friday in Philadelphia. The Indianapolis Colts are working out 44-year-old Phillip Rivers today. Rivers last played for the Colts in 2020. The team has lost Daniel Jones for the rest of the season due to an Achilles injury. IU quarterback Fernando Mendoza and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love are announced as 2 of the 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy. And IU men's basketball is on the court tonight, taking on Penn State in Bloomington. Pregame right here on WIBC. It starts at 7:30. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Willis Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay, let me get this straight.
What?
So, our government did a bunch of stuff that harmed the farmers. Everybody said, hey, that's going to harm the farmers. They did it anyway. And then their response to that is make us as taxpayers bail out the farmers that wouldn't have needed the bailout if they hadn't harmed the farmers.
Correct, yeah.
Did I miss any of that?
Everything's going so well that now we have a farm aid package.
So I was trying to wait. It's actually like in addition to what John Mellencamp and Willie Nelson do every year. That's not the farm aid package.
No, that was totally different thing. This one is from Donald Trump. Could you imagine John Mellencamp and Donald Trump getting in on something together? That's never happened.
But I wasn't trying to be facetious when I just laid out what happened. That is what happened, right? Trump and the Republicans instituted a bunch of policies that harm the farmers. But then instead of saying, well, too bad, so sad, we've harmed the American people too, and we're not giving them anything, they said, well, you've got a very strong voting bloc and lobbying group, so here's $12 billion. Did I again miss any part of that?
Yeah, the farmers have faced some financial strain due to the tariffs.
Hi, welcome to the party.
Especially on soybeans.
Let me introduce you to life for everybody. But because it's the farmers, and God bless the farmers, I'm making this commentary as a collective thing about how bad the policies are. I guess if you're in the right industry, you get $12 billion.
Yep. So Donald Trump, he announced a $12 billion farm aid package yesterday. That is to help U.S. farmers affected by rising costs and tariffs on China. $11 billion for raw crop farmers, $1 billion reserved for specialty crops. Payments are expected to end February 2026.
Okay, and again, God bless our farmers. They shouldn't have had to endure it to begin with. But we also, as regular people, shouldn't have had to endure any of this. Where's our bailout?
Well, you've been told you're getting a tariff check.
But then I was told I'm not getting a tariff check.
I know. So, I don't know. I don't know when or if that's going to come.
So if you're one of these people who's always mad at me for pointing out the obvious, why is this okay? Why is it all right that I, as a taxpayer, have to take, well, there'll be printed money because we have no money. Well, why is it okay that we have to print money, which will make everything more expensive for us living now, and then future generations will have to pay that back? And this isn't happening. They've acknowledged it. I mean, they don't say it exactly like this, but they're acknowledging it. It is because of the policies they put in place. If you replaced Trump with Biden and this was the policy, people on our side of the aisle would be outraged by this. They would be livid about this.
Trump has also directed the DOJ and FCC to investigate anti-competitive behavior in the food supply chain, including meat, seed, fertilizer, and equipment sectors. One other thing that he said was that he was going to remove the environmental restrictions off of farm equipment.
And I think it's very important. We're going to also give the tractor companies, John Deere and all of the companies that make the equipment, we're going to take off a lot of the environmental restrictions that they have on machinery. It's ridiculous. I know because I buy a lot of that machinery for different things. We have a lot of big clubs with, hundreds, thousands of acres. And I buy a lot of stuff, and you buy it, it's got so much equipment on it for the environmental, it doesn't do anything, except it makes the equipment much more expensive and much more complicated to work, and it's not as good as the old days. And we're going to take a lot of that nonsense off of the equipment, which is going to reduce, and we're going to do it, and we're going to say you're going to reduce the prices. We're not going to do it, and they're not going to reduce. They're going to have to reduce their prices.
So now he's telling them what they can charge.
Sounds very socially, doesn't it? Socialism-y. But the point of all this is, okay, so also remember, when they're talking about bailing out the quote-unquote the farmers, they want you to perceive that it's your guy down the street who's, got a nice corn crop. The majority of farming in this country, or much of the farming in this country, is now just simply mega corporations. And we have destroyed, our government, society, has destroyed much of our family farms. One, because the government comes in, tell me if this sounds familiar, the government comes in and strong arms them out of their land, buys it at a super premium and tells them we'll beat you in court if you don't sell it to us, and then they give it away to mega corporations to build large headquarters or facilities. Does that sound like anybody around here?
What is there?
Is it-
Someplace specific?
Anything?
You're thinking of?
Yeah,
Where-
the Leap District.
Oh,
Yes, like we
yes.
just did right here. But we tax our farmers into oblivion. Look at the property tax and what a mess that is, and we do absolutely nothing for them with that. So more and more local people are getting out of the farming business, and naturally their inclination is sell it the land to the highest bidder. Hard to blame them for doing that because they're going to move on and move out. And so our farmland and our local farmers just simply go away. So when he's talking about bailing out the farmers, he's talking about par for the course in this country. We're going to be bailing out mega corporations.
Well, I have an idea. What you could do is redistrict the maps here in Indiana and then dilute the representation in the rural communities.
Yes. It's all brilliant, isn't it? By the way, I am hoping beyond hope that it ends in look, because here's the reality of this redistricting thing. It ain't going to affect me one way or another because the government's going to be bad no matter what it is. Now, I don't believe in supporting bailing out the Republicans for bad governance. But the government's not going to get any better whether the Jennifer Ruth Green Election Act passes or not. But what I want to see happen, and by the way, our station will probably make $1 gajillion if it does pass. We've talked about this.
Right, you should be on board with this idea for that reason alone.
This is how principled I am, Casey. I'm lobbying against myself. This is how deep my principles run that I'm basically lobbying against myself.
Yeah, so we've talked about this with Marion County with the new maps that they're proposing will be divided up into 4 different districts. So that means a lot of different candidates spending money within this area.
Yeah, you'll have new primaries, new people running, new districts. We'll make it, not us personally, but the company we work for.
All the media companies in Indianapolis.
Yes, it's not just WIBC.
Stand to make more money.
Yeah, and that's how principled. You want to talk about conviction. And actually, it says a lot about our ownership group that never once have been like, hey, that would really help us. You guys better keep it on the down low.
Saying.
That's how principled we are on this and how passionately we feel about it. But here's what I want to have happen, because my life ain't going to get any better or any worse whether the Jennifer Ruth Green Election Act passes or not. I want it to end 25-25. And I want Micah Beckwith, who is in name only, of course he's not in charge of anything, but in name only is the head of agriculture in the state of Indiana. I want him to skip up there and with a big grin on his face, press that button that is going to totally dilute and belittle the representation of farmers and people in rural America that he is supposed to be in there serving and helping. I want him to cast the tie-breaking vote on that. That's what I want to see happen.
Does seem like a bit of a conflict of interest, doesn't it?
Well, it totally is. And Jacob Stewart, by the way, you don't take my word for it. Friend of the show, Jacob Stewart, columnist, Indy Star, totally laid out how this redistricting is going to hurt rural America and our farmers. And that's how I want this to go down. I want a 25-25 tie, and I want to see Micah Beckwith, the head of ag in Indiana, stick it to the farmers.
Okay, Susie Wiles, who is the chief of staff for Donald Trump, she has said that he will be a turnout machine for the 26 midterms, and that she is going to put him on the road and campaign for everybody.
He's going to have a fun next year, but we're going to put him on the campaign trail, too. Typically, just a little bit of campaign speak, if I may.
Yeah.
Typically, in the midterms, it's not about who's sitting at the White House. It's you localize the election.
Right.
And you keep the federal officials out of it. We're actually going to turn that on its head.
Good.
And put him on the ballot, because so many of those low propensity voters are Trump voters.
Yes, they are.
And we saw a week ago Tuesday what happens when he's not on the ballot and not active. So I haven't quite broken it to him yet, but he's going to campaign like it's 2024 again.
Oh.
For all these people that he helps. He doesn't help everybody, but for those he does, he's a difference maker, and he's certainly a turnout machine.
So pretty much what she's saying there is Trump is more popular than your congressional Republicans.
Well, there's no doubt the Republicans are ass. Their brand is ass. People hate the Republicans. I mean, I guess I would ask her, you did that in 2018. How'd it go, Casey? How did the House of Representatives work out with Trump? Because he went everywhere. I went to an event where Trump was the big, keynote, right? He was out there everywhere. If Trump's name is not on the ballot, people are not going to vote. It doesn't matter whether he tells people to vote or not. People hate the Republicans because the Republicans don't follow through on their promises. Now, somehow, Trump insulates himself from not following through on promises, which is amazing, but it's neither here nor there. It is what it is. But the Republicans will once again get blamed for not delivering on the key issue unless they somehow manage to fix it between now and next November, which is the inflation and the affordability of living. They haven't done anything with that.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about data centers on this show. There's a new frontier when it comes to data centers.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That sounds uplifting.
We'll talk about it coming up. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
An officer beaten and gunshots fired.
93 WIBC.
Trump brings his affordability message, saying he's fixing a problem caused by Democrats.
What happens next
That was a boat loaded up with drugs. I saw the video.
happens here.
They were trying to turn the boat to where it could float.
The White House announcing a $12 billion aid package for farmers hurt by a trade war over tariffs.
Stay in the know
Grabbed a large blunt object and struck over the head.
while you're on the go.
The man who broke in refused to come out. That's when shots were fired.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces you won't find anywhere else. And sale prices every single day. At PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, you'll find gold, diamonds, gemstones, exquisite, one-of-a-kind pieces, and incredible local artist designs all within your budget. Your perfect place to shop for the holidays. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg, or online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. So Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $29.95 a month for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. The weather is getting frightful outside, and you're looking at a whole winter in a cold and drafty home. Unless you send Universal Windows Direct an SOS, and they will come to your rescue. And now, what a great time to engage in commerce with our friends at Universal Windows Direct. Listen to this deal. For every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. No limit. Then on top of that, 0% interest for 60 months. It's 5 years, 0 interest financing. And last but certainly not least, and this is unbelievable, a free vacation voucher. So let's review. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. 0% interest for 6 months, and a free vacation voucher with your project. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the details and schedule a totally free, no hassle, no obligation, in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today. They'd love to hear from you. Tell you all about it. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. You can check them out on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com. universalwindowsdirect.com, 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
Show your true love and spoil her with that one special Christmas gift from Pierce Jewelers that will say, I love you. Remember, shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
This hour powered by Pierce Jewelers. Fine craftsmanship at its best.
And I had a lover, but it's so hard to risk another these days.
Oh, we're having a stare down.
You're just jamming.
I'm content to
You're
just let
enjoying
this
the
play
music.
the whole segment.
Can we do that?
Well, doesn't Cats do that? Jackson Brown has one of those voices like you could listen to him read the phone book. Isn't it amazing how certain people in our populace, they get these incredible gifts from God? And it's just like, I hope you appreciate how lucky you are. Right?
Yeah.
Voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we doing? What's going on? It's Kendall Casey show.
So you might have seen this story. It's based out of northern Indiana, and it's in regards to data centers. And there was a heavy hitter in St. Joseph County, Larry Garantoni, and he confirmed that he had hired a political strategy firm to help in the effort to bring data center projects to areas of northern Indiana. I don't know if you saw the one that's being built in New Carlisle.
Yeah, our old pal, Indy
Huge.
Reporter. Yeah, Indy Reporter at Indy_reporter_. Everyone follow the Indy Reporter account if you're interested in Indiana politics and government on Twitter. He drove past that and did a real-time, I think he's got family up there, and so he went back there recently and he videoed that thing from the road as he was driving past it. And, I mean, when we talk about what dystopian monstrosities these things are, that will go to that account, the Indy Reporter account on Twitter, and check it out, because wow, are those things ugly, bleak, and bland.
Yeah, and really, really big. I believe it's today in St. Joe County, the county council is expected to vote on rezoning for another one, and they have already rezoned in Granger, where I used to live. That makes me so sad because I know exactly where they're trying to put a new data center up there.
Well, and you touched on starting the segment that this guy is hiring this PR firm or marketing firm or whatever. And we've been saying this well over a year now in this program. These people are not going to stop. There's too much money for them to be made. And the problem is the politicians who should be stopping them, many of those guys, the donations, whatever, I'm not saying it's this way in every case, sometimes they just buy the bull crap, are totally on board with trying to make these things happen. It has to stop at the legislative level, and not only is it not stopping, they're passing these bills that are making it harder and harder for people to stop these things. And look, it's just simple math. If we are already running short on electricity, if we're already running short on power, and you keep throwing these things out into the society that require so much power, you're eventually going to run out of power. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to be over the top or facetious. It's a simple math equation.
Yeah, so data center energy, the demand is skyrocketing. U.S. data centers consume about 4% of electricity in 2023. It's projected to reach about 12% by 2028. Google's data center electricity usage more than doubled from 2020 to 2025. But there is a new frontier in regards to data centers.
Oh, no.
I'm not talking about northern Indiana.
Oh, no.
Guess where we're going now?
Uh-oh.
Space!
Oh.
Yeah, the CEO of Google has announced plans to build a space-based AI data center.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be powered by solar energy, and it's part of Project Suncatcher. Their goal is to use the sun's energy, which is 100 trillion times more than the Earth produces. And they want to use that power to fund, to produce the energy required by AI computers. They say that if we have the data centers in space, it will be more sustainable. Who regulates that?
Doesn't this sound like it's straight out of some sort of like James Bond villain plot where they're going to just capture the sun?
Bring in the lasers.
Yeah, I mean, it does, doesn't it?
Right.
Like, I mean, this is crazy. And again, I told you about that book my wife is reading on AI, and my wife does this thing where she reads faster if she reads out loud. So I just get to hear all of it, and I'm just catching little pieces.
You're absorbing
of
some of it.
I have no idea what 90% of it is, but she's reading this book out loud, and one of the things you kind of realize in this book is AI will eventually take over everything. Like, it's not if. It's not a question of if, right? It's when and how fast. And one of the things that she has said about AI, and she said this for multiple years now, is AI is still relatively dumb. Once AI gets smart, it's over. Like, it's over. And there will be select groups of people like her, for example, which is why she's trying to up her skill set on this, who will understand how to operate it and control it. And those people will be in demand with that skill set. And then you will have, for lack of a better term, laborers, people with skills like carpentry or plumbing or whatever, who will still be in demand. And the rest of us, donezo.
Yeah. So here are the implications of a solar-powered space data center. Could become the new standard for AI computing within the next decade. Here's the CEO of Google talking about this.
I mean, over time, at Google, we are always proud of taking moonshots. You mentioned Waymo earlier. That's been over a decade in the making. We're working on quantum computing. In that spirit, one of our moonshots is to how do we one day have data centers in space so that we can better harness the energy from the sun, that is 100 trillion times more energy than what we produce in all of Earth today. So we want to put these data centers in space, closer to the sun, and I think we are taking our first step in 27. We'll send tiny racks of machines and have them in satellites, test them out, and then start scaling from there. But there's no doubt to me that a decade or so away, we'll be viewing it as a more normal way to build data centers.
So did you catch that? He said construction will begin in 2027 for 2 pilot satellites in partnership with a company named Planet. Now, they're not the only one. There's this other company called StarCloud. They're also exploring extraterrestrial AI data centers. And the CEO from Google's not the only one. Here's Jeff Bezos. You know Jeff Bezos.
Oh, yes.
Amazon. That guy. He's talking about it, too.
One of the things that's going to happen in the next, it's hard to know exactly when, it's 10 plus years, but I bet it's not more than 20 years. We're going to start building these giant gigawatt data centers in space. So these giant training clusters, those will be better built in space because we have solar power there 24/7, and the solar power there are no clouds and no rain, no weather. So you can build. We will be able to beat the cost of terrestrial data centers in space in the next couple of decades.
So you got to wonder, does that mean that Space Force is going to start getting a bigger budget?
Well, what's fascinating in this book that she's reading, because it touches on a whole bunch of different things with AI, is one of the things it deals with is, for people in her field, are the ethics associated with AI. And so it talks about the future of what unethical behavior with AI may look like. And one of the things you realize in this book is that, and two things. One, within the next decade, AI is going to get so good that the amount of havoc it will be able to place into society of what's real and what's not, it's going to create real paranoia in terms of people actually keeping track of everything they're doing, which that data will then get harvested somewhere, right? But because people are going to become potentially so paranoid over the ability of deep fakes to get so good that they can put you anywhere doing anything, and some of it will still be ridiculous,
Trust
right?
issues?
Right, like Elvis is not playing the Super Bowl, right? Or Mr. Rogers, I see the one with Mr. Rogers as a pro wrestler. Clearly not true, right? The guy's deceased. But you will be able to create these images that are so realistic that you will not be able to disseminate what's real and what's not, and people will have to, essentially, the end result of this will be people will have to just 24/7 be tracked on what they're doing. Oh.
Yeah, yikes. Well, I mean, that plays into a whole conversation of alibis.
Sure, well, right.
And
This
crime.
And the other part of this is when we come back to the idea of the workers, we asked our boss David Wood about this a while ago because the radio industry is now getting heavily into AI. And we said, should we just pack our bags? And he kind of laughed and he goes, now you guys are good for probably about 10 years. So you think about how even our industry, an industry like this, where it's literally depends on human-to-human interaction, which is it's a talk show. We talk back and forth to each other. In some shape, form, or fashion, they're anticipating within 10 years that will even be taken over by artificial
Well, I know that there is a media company who already has AI disc jockeys. Now, it's music radio.
Right.
But, oh boy, fingers crossed they don't get sentient, right?
So anyway, we're all done. Just enjoy the ride. It's all over for everyone.
Data centers in space. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An injured canine and a fire on the interstate. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. A police dog with the Morgan County Sheriff's Office is alert and moving after going after a man who deputies say broke into a home Monday afternoon in Martinsville.
They save officers' lives every day, and that's what we saw here.
Sheriff Richard Myers says deputies shot the suspect after he knocked out Canine Bullet. A fire in the wheel well of a semi hauling military munitions, prompting police to close a 9-mile stretch of I-65 in both directions through Bartholomew and Jackson counties this morning.
That semi-trailer was hauling approximately 300 howitzer rounds.
Lieutenant Dane Duke of the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office says he's never seen anything like this in his 11 years with the department. Martin University in Indianapolis is planning to pause their operations at the end of the semester due to financial trouble, and the Powerball jackpot is up to an estimated $930 million for Wednesday's drawing. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
If your dream home includes enough room for family and friends to gather during the holidays or anytime, Joyner Homes can build you the most beautiful custom home right now and ready for you to move in next year. Joyner Homes builds character-rich, smart design homes. Check out their 5-star Google reviews, visit their model homes 7 days a week, learn about their in-home architectural team, and get inspired at joynerhomes.com, where you'll see pricing and floor plans. That's joynerhomes.com, JOYNER homes.com.
This is Denny Smith, and C&J's having a water quality sale of whole home protection for what matters the most. Better water for your family. Remove forever chemicals, solids, and metals from the water you cook with and drink. Invest in a softener and a reverse osmosis, UV, or dechlorinator and save $400. Invest in 2 components and save $800. City Water or Well Water, C&J, official partner of the Indiana Pacers and Fever, has great systems and great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
10 athletes will face the toughest job interview in fitness that will push past physical and mental breaking points. You are the fittest of the fit. Only one of you will leave here with an iFit contract for $250,000.
This is when mindset comes in.
Someone will be eliminated.
Pressure is coming down.
This is Trainer Games.
Watch it on Prime Video starting January 8th.
Looking for the hottest trends in jewelry this year? Come to Pierce Jewelers and see their Love to Love collection in lab-grown diamond jewelry. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
I love this song.
You know, we totally missed that yesterday was the 45th anniversary of John Lennon's assassination.
It was.
I mean, that was a huge faux pas on the part of the show, because that is a monumental event in American history, like one of those ones where people remember where they were.
They were watching football.
Yeah, right. I mean, when it happened and where they heard the news, it's like everybody will remember where they were when. Obviously, Kennedy. I'm not saying Lennon was the importance of a Kennedy assassination, but also Elvis, or there's just certain people that died unexpectedly that were transformative figures. You remember where they were or where you were when they announced their passing.
Well, I think one of the things that sticks with many people is because it was Howard Cosell. Wasn't it Howard Cosell?
Yes, it was Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football.
Right.
And so you were taking this announcer that wasn't his typical element.
Yeah, no.
To speak on something
And I saw that yesterday, and obviously it was Pearl Harbor Day, which is more important, not to in any way underscore the assassination and importance of the assassination of John Lennon. But yeah, I mean, we should have mentioned that. I'll take the blame for that. It's my fault, even though you do the template.
Yeah, I totally missed that one. My bad. No, you know what? You take the blame.
No, it's fine.
It's all your fault.
It's all my fault.
Everything's always your fault.
That's right.
So.
Get in line. There's a law, like I told that lady yesterday.
Yeah.
Get in line. The line is long. You'll be waiting a while.
That's on you. So the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, he's now considering installing fitness equipment like pull-up bars in different airports nationwide.
He's what?
Yeah, pull-up bars. You do a pull-up.
Sure.
He's thinking about putting them in airports.
Why?
Among some other additions like play areas for children, because he wants to make the travel process healthier and more enjoyable.
Oh, so like some guy's itching to get to the bar to throw back a few cold ones before his cross-country flight, and he's going to stop, do some pull-ups, and that's going to offset all the booze that he injects into himself. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the initiative is called Make Travel Family Friendly Again, and it's to improve airport amenities. They're getting $1 billion in congressional grants.
Where does this money come from?
For airports nationwide. The goals are to expand play areas for kids, add nursing pods for breastfeeding mothers, and also create workout areas for light exercise, like pull-ups and step-ups. Okay, so let's listen to Sean Duffy really quick about this announcement.
Pretty wide open on what airports want to ask for a grant, but it might be, I want to expand the play areas for kids. I want additional nursing pods for nursing mothers. Maybe I want a workout area where people might get some blood flow and doing some pull-ups or some step-ups in the airport. But it could be any range of things. Maybe you want to work, I know this is TSA, but we're going to help on this as well. Maybe you want to have a different lane for families to get through TSA. How can we make the experience better as you come through an airport?
Okay.
$1 billion.
Right. So we're $38 trillion in debt. Inflation is through the roof. Everything's unaffordable. And our government is going to spend $1 billion on jungle gyms in the airports.
I think that they should actually look to McDonald's for this venture, because talk to me about the play areas there. Those have gone away.
Yeah. And
why? Because they're germ factories.
And places for people to do pull-ups.
So you imagine this. You're going on a trip. It's not even a work trip. Well, maybe it is. Work trip, vacation trip, whatever. And you're going to go get in the flying tube, like you like to call it, right?
Death tube.
It's already an uncomfortable experience.
That's rotten.
It's something that most people do out of necessity.
Everyone should run.
And you're sitting next to a stranger who just did 20 pull-ups.
Yeah.
And is a little sweaty,
Sure.
a little stinky.
No.
Is that going to make it better or worse for you?
Yeah. Well, I'm not getting on an airplane. So again, these are things other than the fact that we're now going to spend $1 billion printed dollars, which will make things more expensive for me. This won't affect me at all either way, but this is somebody posted this the other day about you can poo-poo all these expenses, but when you put them all together, and this person did a great job of like adding various things up, this is why we're in the condition we're in this country, because whatever it is, it's just $1 billion. $1 billion, and we act like it's nothing.
So Sean Duffy, who on the most part I think is doing a fantastic job as transportation secretary, definitely an improvement from Pete Buttigieg, but he was at Reagan National Airport with Robert Kennedy, and they did a pull-up contest. Duffy did 10 pull-ups. Kennedy did 20.
Of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
Did he do them with his shirt on?
He did. He didn't have a shirt off for that. So you've got Realtor.com did a study, and they had the turnover rates in the 50 largest U.S. metros across the country.
Turnover is like people leaving?
Mm-hmm.
People leaving the cities.
Correct. They listed the top 10 cities that people are moving out of. Indianapolis came in at the 3rd spot on the list.
Let's save that for tomorrow, because we got a guest coming up next. Somebody's brought some fabulous merch, and we want to tell everybody about it when we come back. This is super interesting.
You're listening to Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel Show. Back at it this afternoon, the latest on the changing of the congressional maps. And buy your tickets now for Red, White, and Bold, presented by Jack Daniels. You guys better hustle.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops. Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929, and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Holiday savings are in full swing right now at Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 sale. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. Come on in to Tom Roush for those holiday savings. And Merry Christmas from our family to yours.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. The year-end clearance sale is here, and before we turn 99 years old, we're slashing prices up to 50% off brands like Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, even Tempur-Pedic floor samples. Rock bottom prices plus interest-free financing, cash discounts, and free delivery within 75 miles of Columbus. Hurry! The lowest prices of 2025 in Monday only at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus.
Hey, what's up? It's Nigel. I had a chance to stop by PA Jewelers in Brownsburg.
such a great, unique, family-owned jewelry store. Huge selection and probably the most competitive pricing on these beautiful pieces of jewelry that I've ever seen. So, guys, did you forget your anniversary again? Trying to impress a lady in your life? Celebrating a birthday? You have to get to PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. They don't mark up their jewelry like the other guys. Sale prices every single day. PA Jewelers in Brownsburg. Tell them Nigel sent you.
With Progressive, you can reach customer service in the way that's easiest for you, by phone, app, or online. We know it would be great if we just magically appeared, but that's more of a genie thing, and we do insurance. But with us, you'd be like, well, it wasn't a genie, but it was great customer service, so that's nice. And sure, you probably would still like the whole 3 wishes thing, so if you meet a genie, you should definitely ask. But when you need us, contact Progressive by phone, app, or online. Just no genies. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
Casey, one of the most fascinating parts of this whole redistricting debacle for me is all the people who had an opinion and then very quickly had a different opinion.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder what was it that changed their mind. For example, Jim Lucas, he was a hard no. And then he went to Washington, D.C., had a little tour of the White House, came back and said, nah, I've reconsidered.
Yeah, and I think that's where it gets really frustrating because you say, all right, whatever your opinion is, that's your opinion. And if it's well-versed or whatever. Look, even Andrew Ireland came on, well, I guess it's our show, and admitted to you, well, I guess he admitted to me too. I guess he's been on multiple times. And he just straight up said, well, it's all politics. I don't care. Like, okay, right? We know there's no changing your mind because you so hate Andre Carson. You don't care about anything other than getting rid of Andre Carson.
Well, the one thing I can appreciate about Andrew Ireland is he's been honest about it, and he's been saying that from the start.
Yeah, but these guys who flip, especially guys like Craig Haggard, state rep of Mooresville, when he came on our show, and he tells you a definitive answer, then you change. How do you deal with that? Those guys aren't honest brokers. One of the guys who was in the Flip Club, so the Fight Club, call them the Flip Club.
Right.
The first rule about Flip Club is
don't mention Flip Club.
Don't mention Flip Club. Is our old pal JD Prescott. And this is twice now we've had to deal with JD on the Flipperoos because remember, he screwed us on property taxes. And here to talk a little bit about that, the arch and mortal enemy of State Representative JD Prescott. He's the host of the Political Spotlight. Chris Bilbrey, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
All right, so why do you think it is these days? Let's take Prescott out of the equation for a second, then we'll get into your long-standing feud with JD Prescott is just fabulous. It's the stuff legends are made of. Why do you think so many of these guys make definitive statements and then look like complete idiots when they flip?
I cannot figure that out because the issue is they do it every time and nothing changes. And I just think that they don't care. It does not matter what they tell us because it doesn't matter. They're going to be protected. As long as they do what the establishment wants, they're going to be protected.
So why do they say anything?
Because I think that they hope that they're going to win a couple people over and then maybe nobody will pay attention or people won't follow enough or people will forget. I think that's what happens.
All right, so let's talk about J.D. Prescott for a second because you've brought us something that is just amazing, and I want to discuss it here in a moment. This may be my favorite thing I've ever been given on this radio program, Casey, and we'll talk about it here in a second. So Prescott, is he your rep?
He was.
What's your deal with State Representative J.D. Prescott? Because you guys loathe each other. What's the deal? Who hurt who first?
I was born and raised in Muncie, Indiana, which is where I live is 34, District 34. But I lived in Winchester, Randolph County for 10 years, and I actually helped J.D. during his first campaign.
Oh, you were friends at one point?
I would never say friends necessarily. I just was more in favor of him than the person that was running.
Okay.
And I always looked at JD as somebody that was better than the alternative at the time, but somebody that I would not support later on down the road.
Okay, so like he was the lesser of two evils.
Yep.
Right, okay. And then he became the worse of two evils.
Always, yes.
Okay, very
absolutely.
quickly. Okay, so what is his deal? Because this is twice now. We had it, and you, to your fairness, you warned us about him.
Yep.
You were like, don't be friends with him. Don't say anything nice to him. Don't buddy up with him. And we were like, no, he seems like a really earnest guy. We're going to give him a shot. Remember, Casey? We were like, oh, we'll give him a chance. And he straight up lied to us about property taxes. He came on the show, said I was for changing the system. We're going to fix the system. He was trying to get rid of property taxes, came to our rally and spoke. And then he voted for this abomination of a property tax bill. And then he was like, I didn't lie about anything. What's this guy's deal?
I don't know. I think what's really amazing is knowing JD. In his statement, he says the political rules of engagement shifted. And it's just so laughable to me because that's not a phrase or a statement that JD would say. Like, that's definitely something that someone told him to say. That's just not JD Prescott. So things
what was the quote?
The political rules of engagement shifted.
This is on the redistricting.
Yeah, he stated that on his statement from November 19th.
Sounds like something a normal person would say, Casey.
Well, the political rules of engagement have shifted. My question is on this whole thing, most people make a decision with the information they have in the moment. And then when new information becomes available, that's when they can change their mind. I mean, don't you think that that's a possibility that these people have gotten new information? We don't know what it is, but they've gotten new information which has swayed them in a different direction.
Sure, that's a very good possibility that happened, but why don't we know what that is? Why aren't they telling us what this is? From the hearings yesterday, Senator Gaskell stated that he had seen these maps a week before the author of the bill did. So there's definitely information out there that we don't know. That's my problem. Why don't we know it? They need to be telling us what this is. If it's going to be strong enough information for them to change their minds, what is it?
Yeah, Chris Bilbrey from the Political Spotlight is our guest. And you make a good point, because this is exactly what we went through with property taxes, Casey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bill, there's a thing. Everybody's working on this thing. And then a couple weeks before, after all of these months, this new thing that nobody saw, oh, now it's the bill.
Yeah.
And how do you, as a member of the public, judge any of it? And then you couple it with, like, there's 3 senators on that committee who we still don't know what their opinion is. That's amazing to me. Those 3 who were like, well, we'll just vote this to let everybody have a vote.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your opinion? Well, you'll find out Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the thing, Chris, is that it's the total lack of transparency from these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ridiculous, and citizens need to demand better. I don't know when that's going to be. I think we're close, but I'm not sure.
All right, so you have come bearing gifts. Now, this may be the greatest thing I've ever received on this radio show, Casey.
Wow. I find that offensive. I gave you a Rush Limbaugh book.
Well,
on
that's
for
true.
Christmas.
You did. Now, I'm going to describe this to people. Now, so J.D. Prescott he's from, for lack of a better term, he's from Winchester, Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Where is Winchester, Indiana?
Winchester, Indiana is an hour and 10 minutes northeast of here. It's the county seat of Randolph County. It's I would say the main city in his district, in District 33.
Okay, so you came up with a bunch of derogatory names for J.D. Prescott, and you started posting them on social media. Some of them we can't repeat on this family-oriented program, but one of them I saw was the Worm of Winchester.
Yeah.
And I messaged you, and I said, that is the most amazing name I've ever heard. You need to put that on a T-shirt. And you, Chris Bilbrey, have come up with a shirt in which J.D. Prescott's oversized head is on the body of a worm, and it is being presented to me today to wear on this award-winning program.
Yep.
This is fabulous.
Yep.
Now, I'm going to hold this up, and maybe you can take a picture.
Yeah.
Shoot it over to me. We'll put it up at Rob M. Kendall. I'll wear this tomorrow on the program in honor of J.D. Prescott, State Representative Winchester, being a complete and utter backstabbing, dishonest worm. We will wear this on tomorrow's program.
Absolutely.
You know what? While we have him here, can I ask a question? This is kind of a follow-up.
Well, it's half your show. You can ask
I'm wondering, do we know what the latest is on the union schools suing Governor Braun over the forced school closures? I remember, I bring that up because that involved J.D. Prescott.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And it's got a lot of people fired up in the area for against both J.D. and Senator Scott Alexander. I just checked with someone on that the other day. They are attempting to get a court date at this time. The last big thing happened was a win for the people suing JD and the governor. And that was that basically it was so convoluted, the bill, how it was worded, it would not have allowed them spend money this school year. And so they went into that hearing several months ago, and the judge basically said, this is very hard to determine what's right here, and he ruled in their favor on one of the big asks that they were asking at the time, and now we're just kind of in a hurry up and wait period.
Okay.
So they feel confident.
So it is still an ongoing lawsuit.
Oh, very, very much so.
All right. Well, thanks for that info.
Chris Bilbrey, The Political Spotlight. That's the name of the show on YouTube. And the great T-shirt is The Worm of Winchester, J.D. Prescott, for lying to humanity and stabbing everyone in the back, not once, but twice. Chris Bilbrey, thank you.
And that's going to do it for us today. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. And thank you for listening. This has been Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
The holidays are the most wonderful time of the year. And let's be honest, between travel, to-do lists, and year-end everything, it can get overwhelming. Now add retirement planning to the mix? Not a chance. Here's the good news. Retirement planning doesn't have to be stressful. At Howard Bailey Financial, our team simplifies the process, listens to your goals, and helps you take your next retirement steps with more confidence. So while you're wrapping gifts and planning get-togethers, let Howard Bailey Financial help you wrap up your retirement plan. Get started today by texting WRAP to 888-494-5004 to download your free retirement toolkit. That's WRAP to 888-494-5004. Because financial confidence doesn't just belong under the tree, it belongs in your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. See disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Anticipation of the Christmas season offers the celebration of joy, hope, and redemption as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. But maybe you don't feel joyful. You've lost hope, and redemption of your situation seems impossible. Grief isn't limited to the loss of a loved one through death. Many life circumstances can initiate grief and inhibit our ability to embrace meaningful moments. But you don't have to grieve without hope. Join us at Life Church for our Blue Christmas services, designed to give you space for your grief. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information.
Now through the end of Radiothon, Wilson Farm Market is donating 10% of all fried chicken sales to the Salvation Army. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465 on US 31.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Holiday mess? In-laws coming? Start 2026 clean with Zero Res. Carpets, air ducts, upholstery, and more. 317-388-5141. ZeroResIndy.com.
Express the heartwarming message that says love is about being together. Let a Pierce Jewelers diamond engagement ring be the symbol that says, I love you. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up.
They were able to extinguish the fire.
Most of the rainfall should be after people are asleep.
Martin University, which opened in 1977.
She made him feel comfortable, seen, liked. She groomed him.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
A fire and the mess it left behind. Right now, mostly sunny and 40 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. A fire in the wheel well of a semi hauling military munitions prompted police this morning to close a 9-mile stretch of I-65 in both directions through Bartholomew and Jackson counties.
They were able to extinguish the fire. However, that semi-trailer was hauling approximately 300 howitzer rounds.
Lieutenant Dane Duke of the Bartholomew County Sheriff's Office has been with the agency for 11 years. He says he's never seen anything like this locally. Everything that was closed has since reopened. Central and northern Indiana should stay dry until later today. Forecasters say showers will move in tonight with the heaviest rain expected in areas north of I-70.
Most of the rainfall should be after people are asleep. It might start, like I said, in that 8 to 10 o'clock period up in the Lafayette, Kokomo area. Down here in Indianapolis, we're looking a little later in that 10 p.m. to near midnight for initial rainfall.
Aaron Updike at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says a push of cold air will bring a mix of rain and snow with a better chance for actual snow accumulation Thursday through Saturday. Indiana's only predominantly black college in Indianapolis is getting ready to shut down. Ryan Hedrick has the details.
Martin University, which opened in 1977, has been dealing with falling enrollment and no financial cushion. Chairman Joseph Perkins says the board is looking at ways to keep the school's legacy alive, even as it pauses operations at the end of the semester. The university is still accepting donations to help keep programs running through December while leaders try to figure out how to continue its mission of serving students who have been overlooked. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A group of Hoosier employees successfully concluded their protest that had been going on for several weeks. Johnette Cruz explains.
200 dealers and dual rates at Horseshoe, Indianapolis have secured representation with Teamsters Local 135 following a protracted 7-week strike. Workers began the strike after the casino refused to recognize the results of an internal union election. Table games dealer Dakota Massman said the strike reminded workers of the power they have. The Teamsters say their persistence paid off and they are now focused on beginning negotiations for a strong first contract for the new members. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Senate Judiciary Committee has been holding a hearing on child safety online today. It's called Protecting Our Children Online Against the Evolving Offender. Tamia Woods co-founded the Do It for James Foundation. She says her son was taken by an online sexual extortion scheme that was both cruel and preventable.
She made him feel comfortable, seen, liked. She groomed him. Then she asked if he wanted to see her unclothed and exposed herself. She asked him to do the same. And like any innocent 17-year-old boy who liked a girl and saw no danger, he did.
Woods says her son's vulnerability became a weapon against him, with threats coming his way before he took his own life. 2 of the 4 finalists for the Heisman Trophy are coming from Indiana schools. Jarrett Lewis reports.
Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza and Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love are 2 of the 4 finalists for the most prestigious award in college football. The other 2 Heisman finalists are quarterbacks Julian Sayin from Ohio State and Vanderbilt's Diego Pavia. Through 13 games, Mendoza has 33 passing touchdowns and 6 interceptions. He's also just 20 yards shy of 3,000. Love finished his season with nearly 1,400 rushing yards and 21 total touchdowns. The Heisman Trophy ceremony is Saturday night in New York City. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Hoosier center Pat Coogan says it's an honor to block for Mendoza.
He really showed us. We knew it, right? We knew it, but he showed us, again, with his actions, that he'll do anything. He'll really do anything for us. He'll put his body on the line just to have a chance to have success.
Coogan said Monday the team was inspired by several Mendoza moments, like when he took a big hit against Iowa on the sideline and got back up immediately to rally the team. A Martinsville homeowner says someone was trying to break into their house near Patton Lake Monday, and when the first Morgan County deputy arrived and saw a door forced open, he called for backup, which included a K-9 team. Deputies say the man who broke in refused to come back out, and that's when K-9 bullet was sent in.
As the K-9 started to go towards the person, he reached back behind him, grabbed a large blunt object, and struck the K-9 over the head, rendering it unconscious, and then struck it at least 2 or 3 more times.
Morgan County Sheriff Richard Myers says shots were then fired at the man. He was taken to a hospital in Indianapolis. Bullitt is awake and moving around again. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Daniel Jones is out for the season. Jake McDaniel explains why.
Head coach Shane Steichen said Monday Jones tore his right Achilles during this past Sunday's loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He'll have surgery within the week. Obviously, just really feel for him. Just an unfortunate situation. The work that he puts in, a team captain for us.
Steichen also called Jones one of the toughest guys he's been around. Now the backup situation is also complicated. Quarterback Riley Leonard is dealing with a knee injury, but can he still play against the Seattle Seahawks this coming Sunday?
Hopefully. That's the hope. So we'll see how it goes.
Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
If he can't, the Colts did bring in Phillip Rivers for a workout late Monday night. Rivers, at the age of 44, has not played in the NFL since 2020, and that year he led the Colts to the playoffs. The Indiana Pacers have won back-to-back games. They beat the Sacramento Kings 116-105 inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Monday night. Here's Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle.
Listen, this is a tough game. It's great to win it. We got some time to practice this week, so we'll make the best of that, and then more tough games coming.
Pacers head to Philadelphia in 3 days as they look to make it 3 straight wins. Carlisle is also 1 win away from 1,000 victories in his NBA coaching career. I'm Sean Herrick on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 12:06, here's Tony Katz today.
And the crossroads of America. It's Tony Katz Today.
Candace Owens is a conspiracy theorist, and if that upsets you, well, it was nice knowing you. I'm okay with losing fans, I'm okay with losing sponsors, but dear Lord, I'm not okay with allowing this to continue and us being silent about it. Nobody necessarily said, hey, Tony, you have to have an opinion on Candace Owens, but we all have opinions on so many things. And when Candace Owens is now creating a problem that's going to lead to the possibility, not only just Candace Owens, but crazily enough, millions of people who listen to her, where we're going to have an effect on the election, hell yeah, I'm going to say something every rational person should. And what I have to say is, bye, Felicia. I'm going to grab myself a cigar, and I'm going to speak honestly, and some will agree and some will disagree. And that's going to happen. That's bound to happen. But let's start with the basics. This is all nuts. She is absolutely obsessed with the late Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated in September. And she absolutely is, based on my interpretation of her words, which I think is pretty clear, is saying that Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA was involved in it. It's nutty. It's as nutty as Tucker Carlson saying, I'm going to buy a house in Qatar. And by the way, I'm an American, and that means I can do whatever I want. Tucker, nobody said otherwise. But buying a house in Qatar where they house terrorists is super weird. You're weird, not us. Tony Katz today. Good to be here. Good to be with you. We are not discussing whether or not people should be deplatformed. Let's start there. Candace Owens can have her platform, and Tucker Carlson can have his platform. And if you're going to make the claim of you're going to go about lawsuits because you think that these people are engaged in defamation, go right ahead. I don't get to make that lawsuit. I don't get to engage that lawsuit. What I can say is, this is what happens when we engage in this idea of idol worship and not in rationality. Nobody is perfect. No one is right 100% of the time. Stop it. But if you were to talk to the Candace Owens people, everything she said, she's just asking questions. No, she's not. No, she's not. That's not a thing. That's garbage. Who killed Charlie Kirk? Well, we've got a guy in custody who killed Charlie Kirk. We have admissions about this. Oh, no, that's not the guy. You've got the real guy? And OJ was on the hunt for the real killer, too. What's more practical? That a guy was actually caught? Because it's kind of hard to kill somebody in broad daylight and not be found? Or that Candace Owens has the secret insight that nobody else has? And you can replace the name Candace Owens with quite literally anybody else who wants to make that claim. But to the claim itself that there was a conspiracy afoot, to kill Charlie Kirk. Now, you understand, I didn't know Charlie. I wasn't friends with Charlie. I had done one turning point event in my life. We followed each other on social media. I didn't want him dead. I really did not appreciate enough the level of build that he had made on the university side. I wasn't the biggest fan of his debate style. What does any of that matter? Impressive stuff, and more people are interested in what Turning Point has to offer every single day. It's impressive. It's impressive. He didn't deserve to die. And there are people on the left who flat out believe that he did deserve to die, who call him to this day a racist and a bigot and a this and a that. They're disgusting people. And I happily, just like you, call them out for the same type of vileness. Does Candace Owens have an argument because I'm just asking questions? No. Candace Owens seems to be very good at getting people to click, and therefore engaging in dollars or engaging in attention. And I am one of those people who spent the vast majority of my time not paying any attention, because the example, the theory that I live by is you don't reward crazy. You don't reward cuckoo. You don't reward what is clearly on its face ridiculous. I didn't say deplatformer. I have never said that. I'm not saying that now. I am saying that if everything you have talked about for the past days, weeks, months, the vast majority will call, is about Charlie Kirk, that's obsession. And if your argument is, well, you know, they killed Charlie Kirk, which is what you said, Candace. I mean, it's what you said. That's messed up. And that is supposed to be responded to. Now, you can respond like Tim Pool responded on his show. I do radio. I don't get to use that language. I'll respond the way a lot of other people, I think, will as well. We're done here. If you want to spend your time following Candace Owens, you're more than welcome to. This is where we part ways. It's okay. Well, no, it's not okay. Because no one believes the con more than the mark. And if you're still following Candace Owens, well, then there you go. She's just asking questions. Why are you opposed to questions? They're not questions. It's insinuating bullcrap, saying to the widow of Charlie Kirk, you did this. There are things that I believe and things that I don't believe. Do I believe that Ilhan Omar really married her brother so she could stay in the country, or so he could stay in the country? Yes. And I want an investigation to prove it. Because I believe it doesn't make it true. What Candace and her supporters seem to want to believe is that because they believe it, therefore it is. And even with no proof, if I can insinuate it, that's good enough. Click, ching, cash, good. It's not. Tucker Carlson can go to Doha and participate in events, and he can sit there and say, I'm going to buy a house in Qatar. I cannot stop the man from doing so. I'm not trying to stop the man from doing so. Can I notice that that's gross? Sure. Can I notice that you're siding with a group of people, a nation that has absolutely been a supporter of terrorism? That conversation, those connection points, my gosh, they house Hamas. What else do you want? I shouldn't notice that that's where you go for your relaxation? I mean, most people just go to Pigeon Forge. I mean, the craziness of this. I didn't say you couldn't buy the house. I'm allowed to notice that that's enough for me. We don't need to talk about it anymore. You clearly have an agenda, and that agenda is not, in my view, any level of pro-American agenda, not in the slightest. your response is, I'm an American, I can do what I want. Great, you're an American, you can do what you want. I didn't say you weren't an American, but like a lot of Americans out there, that's pretty screwed up. You're weird, man. You're weird. It's a strange thing to do, to say, I'm going to get a place in Qatar. Are these people, in their sole objective, Tucker, Candace, are they trying to divide the political right? Is this about trying to tear down what is what some people would call this MAGA coalition? I don't know. I can't answer that question. I think, where most people start, which is the very idea of the dollars. Does Nick Fuentes actually believe what he says? I have no clue what that freak believes or doesn't believe. There's a whole bunch going on about this guy, the white supremacist, the anti-Semite, the woman hater. He was on with Piers Morgan, admits that he's a virgin, whatever. I don't actually care about, I don't care about him, I don't care about that. And then someone was showing some testimony he gave, I guess in front of Congress, where asked about his employment, he pled the fifth. Like he didn't answer where he was employed, and that's why Elon Musk is saying things like he's a Fed. We live in this world. I don't know if he's a Fed. But do I think that there's good money in what he does? Well, there's got to be something in what he does. I mean, that's clear. There's some value in it for him. There's some value in it for Tucker. There's some value in it for Candace. My question is, what is the value for us? And I believe that value is zero. There's a value in Tucker Carlson's anti-Israel approach when he's pro-Qatar? No. If you don't believe in the alliances, if you don't believe in the what you call it, the aid, well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But you'll cozy up to Qatar, which harbors Hamas? Sorry, that becomes an unserious conversation. There's something in it for you that's not in it for the rest of us. I've got people in my chat room right now as we live stream there on YouTube, youtube.com/Tony Katz. Saying, hey, it's like nobody wants to know what happened to Charlie. Candace is this and she's doing this right. No, she's not. She's putting things out into the ether and utilizing a platform to kind of codify it, to give it not just relevance, but give it legitimacy. And that's not how these things work. And while she's doing that, she's disparaging Erica Kirk and this entire organization. Charlie Kirk was going to divorce her? As I said, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I would have absolutely no idea if this was true or not true. I would ask the following question. Do you believe that Charlie Kirk was a man of God? Do you believe that Charlie Kirk was just talking about religion, or he lived it every day? It moved him to his soul. It wasn't just something that some fly-by-night preacher might do in order to sell snake oil. It was to his core. Based on every conversation and every friend, it was to his core. Does that sound like a guy who gets divorced? But it just gets put out there like somehow we're supposed to just say it. Like it's just all standard. It's not. It's despicable, it's wrong, and it's low, and it is clearly meant to be an attack for the purpose, I would assume, of either self-gratification for her or financial opportunity. The resultant leads to an absolute dismantling or possible dismantling of the political right. And this is where I think Tim is making an interesting argument. Tim Pool, I don't know Tim either. I don't know if I would agree with everything Tim Pool is saying. But it's a very interesting argument about what is happening regarding the destruction of the political right. Never. Should we discount that if you can dismantle X, maybe you can rebuild even greater for you? Why should Trump be the guy of MAGA? Why should this one? Why should that one? Here's my opportunity to take this mantle, to grab this. Which goes back to my point. It's about the money. I know I do radio, and I know I've got the video stuff. I have never once considered myself an influencer. I think I'm a radio host. Which is weird because so much of radio is moving to digital, and so many radio people are like, yeah, we're just in the digital business now. It's a fundamentally different beast. And I really wish that we would damn well treat it as such. And these radio groups that are so willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater is just madness. Guys, radio guys, you program directors, you radio station owners, you syndication owners, it's stupid. Well, Tony, that's where the money's going. It's a fundamentally different beast. I didn't say you couldn't do two things. I live stream the show on YouTube and other places. It's on X at Tony Katz. But it is a radio program. And it has a different methodology to it. If only that you can't just go about screaming and yelling, cursing, hooting and hollering, and somehow think that that makes some level of intellectual heft. You actually have to make your argument here. More so than people do online, even though some people do online. Maybe I'm just old school and I like analog. What's the purpose of breaking up a coalition of people agreed on a few subjects that matter? What's the value there? Well, the value is you don't actually care about the future of the thing, let's call it the country, and you only care about the future of you and your financial opportunity. Because that's what it looks like. Whether it's Candace or whether it's Tucker, this is what it looks like. Fuentes, that's what it looks like. And so I think we have to ask ourselves, what do we want? Us or them? And I choose us. And they got to go. They got to go. They're unserious. The accusations are garbage. The cozying up to Qatar is garbage. The holy cow, this freak bigot Fuentes, why is anybody putting him on a show? Because it's good ratings? Be better at what you do. And by the way, I am totally old school, but I'm fully aware I need to have an even larger digital presence. I'm working on it every day. I hear you. I get you. So, you want to be a supporter of Candace Owens, you're more than welcome to. I can't stop you. But I'm not interested in pretending that we have anything that connects us. She's a conspiracy spewing person. That's all she does. This is not about anything of value. This is about her, and no one believes the con more than the mark. And for one, I like this shakeout. You'll never see this on the left. They're okay with all their crazies. I'm Tony Katz. This is Tony Katz Today.
Santa's checking his list, and the Hoosiers keep landing on the nice and nasty list. Nice hustle, nasty from downtown.
And three-pointer on the way. Yes!
Coach Darren DeVries has a workshop full of sharpshooters and high flyers, stacking up wins like gifts under the tree. Grab the cocoa and enjoy some holiday hoops. IU versus Penn State tonight at 8:30 on your home for Hoosiers basketball. 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
It's 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you'd done it sooner. The place for guys to go is Synergen X and Low T Center for TRT. The TRT test is free, not hundreds of dollars. The testosterone is pure and not compound. Get a free T-test today, fixmylowt.com.
Guys feel full of energy, not like they're still waiting for it to kick in. Get in now for your free TRT test. No appointment is necessary before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com. Guys, you'll wish you had started TRT sooner. Don't you wish you knew what your level was? Find out with the free TRT test at Synergen X and the Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Synergen X and Low T Center. Get that free T-test today. fixmylowt.com.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Christmas is almost here, and if you're shopping on a budget, you shop at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Truly unique pieces